Fam, hey, here we go, rolling into the weekend again. Playoff weekend that we are not included in. It's so tough to even think about that, especially when you think about last year and then we were supposed to just be dominant from here on out. I may be unrealistic, but shucks. It's okay, fam. You know what? It will be back. Just keep your head up. We just got to go a few more months, go through the free agency period. Then before you know it, we're in the draft. And then just a few weeks later, the OTAs. Oh, we're back. Let's go. Let's get this thing going, man. We got some redemption to do. We'll get through this together, fam. Hey, and by the way, I'm thinking like this weekend, let's watch. Because every time we get together for the games, then we're not playing, and of course, I'm always all excited because I'm trying to run 49er chat during a game during the playoffs. So I'm saying, you know what? Let's go ahead and Mahomes and company are first. Right? I'm gonna watch that game, and then we in the evening watching the second game together, and then of course talking poo for the rest of the evening. Is that a date or what? You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm always asking you all during the course of the chat after it, fam. I can see me now, fam. What's going on in? I mean, who's winning, Tampa Bay or Green Bay? I don't want to have to go through that. So we'll be watching that one together, as you know, and we watch both together for that matter. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. Let's get down to 49 business right now. The minds of Niner fans is made up as far as their shopping list to restock player personnel in both free agency and the 2021 draft for the most part, right? Am I right? You've already got your choices picked out. You know what the team needs. You know, what will it take to be successful again and going forward, the long-term plans being addressed and all that type of thing. But NFL media analyst Daniel Jeremiah, I saw this and I said to myself, you know what? Every year, all of us, we get our minds set on who we want. Last year, I said Henry Ruggs. Some people wanted a couple other receivers. We're pretty much all on the receiver page, except for some of us wanted, of course, Javon Kinlaw or somebody of that ilk. But this year, you know, as I say, NFL media analyst Daniel Jeremiah just released his mock draft predicting Lynch and company will pick Florida Gators powerhouse tight end Kyle Pitts with the number 12 pick. I looked at it and said, what? And I thought about it for a second. You know, don't get your mind set on something to get too confident and sure that's going to happen. Get yourself all worked up into a foam and happy. I know we get that. And you don't get it. Like last year, like I said. And I love Brandon Ayuk, though. I ain't mad. But the thing is, I was so wrong. It ain't the first time, I know. But I'm going to go over his reasoning in just a bit. But tonight, we'll be taking your phone calls regarding Jeremiah's shocking pick. However, the real meaty question is this: should we prepare for a mind-boggling surprise in round one of the draft this year? It's fun stuff. I tell you, man, draft night's always that peak of off-season. Because, you know, you can't sleep the night before anyway, and then you sit there at the 49ers, 9 o'clock. God. Oh, no, don't go to commercial break. Oh, God. You know, so it's coming up. That, along with everything, Niners! Oh, by the way, Farrell, and speaking of which, along the same line, sort of related, the narrative that Jimmy G has to go, even though the 49ers are a better team with him than without him, is going to continue picking up steam during the offseason. My dude, boy, I'm telling you right now, I like me some Jimmy G. I make no doubt about it. But here's the thing, fam. Matt Stafford's name has now been added to the list by former NFL scout John Middlecoff. And Middlecoff is suggesting that giving up the first round 2021 pick would be a worthwhile move for the 49ers and send Jimmy to wherever the hell they decided to send him. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hate the hostility toward Jimmy. He came to us and we didn't have nothing. We were getting our ass kicked every hour of the day, every Sunday. Jimmy comes along and all of a sudden we're a new team. Since he's been back, when he's on the field, we do nothing. I know he's been hurt, but ever since he's been on the field, we just win, win, win. That's what I'm talking about. Of course, there's people. That's the name of the game. It's violent. I get emotional about it, Jimmy. Don't worry about it, Jim. I got your back, boy. And, hey, it seems like there's some connecting history between Coach Shanahan and former WFT exec Kyle Smith, who was expected to leave immediately from Washington with WFT hiring Martin Mayhew. So, it seems Kyle knows this guy, I guess, back from the days when they was in Washington together. So 49ers are trying to get him up, and they got to hustle up because draft day is coming up. So you don't want to have people not in place and getting ready to roll because we can't be making no mistakes on draft night. No. Let me get into Daniel Jeremiah, though. As you know, NFL media analyst Daniel Jeremiah, him and Bucky Brooks every year. If it had been Bucky Brooks, I wouldn't repeat. But Daniel Jeremiah, I have a lot of. There's been some times he was right on target, and I felt the same way. So I don't mind quoting him. He just released his first mock draft, and his quarterbacks going back-to-back with the first 2 overall picks. Nothing unusual about that. Somebody's going to trade up and get if the Jets don't want. And understand, you never know what. Boy, I tell you what, do you wonder what's going through the mind of Robert Saleh with the Jets? And Jacksonville's going to probably hold. Jacksonville's coach, isn't that say? Yeah, somebody said he's not necessarily going to go for Trevor. It's going to be interesting to see. But anyway, the first 2 overall picks sending Trevor Lawrence to the Jacksonville Jags and Zach Wilson to the New York Jets. Now, that's a question of Daniel. We'll see. Jeremiah has 2 other quarterbacks coming off the board before the San Francisco 49ers selected number 12. They are Trey Lance to the Atlanta Falcons at number 4 and Justin Fields to the Carolina Panthers at number 8. So, for all those people that are just sick and tired, get Jimmy the hell up out of here, where does that leave the 49ers is probably the question, right? Selecting tight end, of course. No controversy there, right? With all of the team's roster needs and nearly 40 players scheduled to become free agents, tight end isn't necessarily seen as one of San Francisco's most glaring needs entering this draft. In fact, it's absurd. What the hell are we going to get a tight end for? We got Jordan Reed. We haven't signed him yet, I don't think. Ross Dwelly are among many 49er players slated to be free agents. Reed is an unrestricted free agent, so he may still be pissed off about some of those passes that Nick Mullins didn't hit him with. Dwelly's a restricted and probably can be had for a nice price. And Dwelly's actually done some good work. He's coming along and evolving as a football player. But a lot can change before the draft, and you know this. Jeremiah has John Lynch and Kyle and company selecting tight end Kyle Pitts of Florida. And Jeremiah tries to explain his projected 49er selection before everybody says, "What are you smoking, man? Are you on crack? What are you? Change the dope dealer, man. He's giving you low-grade stuff." He explains, though, don't freak out. This is a quote. "Don't freak out, people. I know the Niners already have an elite tight end. However, they have embraced the positionless player movement, and Pitts would team up with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk to give Kyle Shanahan an embarrassment of riches," unquote. I looked at that and said, see, because my whole beef when I defend this guy, I said, Jimmy G's been out there with a ragtag makeshift receiver squad ever since he got there. Now he's got, except for the last 2019, they gave him one primetime receiver and they got to the Super Bowl. So I said to myself, okay, everybody thinks everything's all Jimmy's fault. Sanders made a difference, and he was only one guy, and Sanders is good, but he's not fantastically good. Deebo and Ayuk could be as they continue to grow, right? And they grow with Jimmy. And, of course, George Kittle is going to beat George Kittle. So now I'm thinking Jimmy's got the weaponry. I think he's going to make people shut the hell up real soon. And then I looked at this guy, and I checked him out as soon as I read this. This guy's a monster. If you put him out there with these guys, and Kyle, he'll figure out a way to incorporate him. Pitts is 6'6". That'll be the biggest target Jimmy's had since he's been in San Francisco. He goes 246. He caught 100 passes for 1,492 yards and 18 TDs in his 3 collegiate seasons with the Gators. Now you don't have any element missing out there. If something goes south and one read, or the next read, or the next read, Jimmy's got 6'6" Pitts that they can't guard all of them at the same time, because now you got a field full of offensive weapons and talent. And don't let Mostert be standing on the flat as a check down. Good God! So I says, you pack just about any quarterback in the league with that kind of power. There's no telling what's going to happen, right? He hauled in 43 passes for 1,770 yards with 12 TDs as a junior in 2020. Pitts was a recipient of the John Mackey Award, a unanimous All-American selection, and named first team All-S. I'm not talking any conference. I'm talking SEC, where the most brutal defenders in football and collegiate football are hanging out, chomping at the bit to get a reputation on a high-time, high-profile offensive player, just to make sure the draft knows, if they get him, you get me, I'll take care of it, type of thing. And that's for the second consecutive year. So I ain't frowning hard on what Daniel's saying, because like many of us, I still want that edge situation fixed, because it is defense that is going to mainly win. I think Pitts could be overkill for that offense, because if you know what though, I just don't know if he's Jalen Hurd. Can he get out of preseason? One thing about a player getting into the season and then getting hurt, but Jalen Hurd is weeks in the preseason, and there he goes again, back to the hospital under the knife again. Jalen, what is it, Jalen? Oh God, we could have used you. So I want to keep Jalen. I do. I'm not a guy that gets mad at players for getting hurt. But if this guy Pitts, and he probably is not going to get out of the first round, I might take him in the second round, though. But any surprises you suspect, fam, coming up in the first round this year with the 49ers? Cali Bill, what's up? Hey, Pitt is one of those sexy picks that I would like. Oh, I know Bill, man. I'm telling you, man. Dude is a monster, man. He's huge. He can play. He's athletic. I mean, he makes some mad catches. Ray Jr. says, what's up? Did you see that video of the Jet on Instagram? Yeah, everybody did. He responded if he was coming back to the Niners. Yeah, I talked about that the other day. Jet is apparently, somebody said on that same Instagram, on Twitter, Jet was probably told with some other people that they can just start getting prepared to make an exit. And somebody said that KB was, I didn't go check it out yet. KB was saying things, where should I go next? You know how I feel about KB? I hope that was a mistake. Jermaine Arkell, or Arshield. Okay. Hey, Jermaine, I would draft Pitts. Run 2 tight end sets, and defenses would be in trouble. Because I don't know if Jordan Reed is going to be affordable. Pitts is. Look, you know what? Daniel Jeremiah may be onto something. Watch out for Shanahan. I don't know what they think about last year's tight end pickup, but they're looking at tight ends, because you can tell that last year they went after, what's his name from the Browns, Hooper, and couldn't get him. Aiden Chris says, I love Kyle Pitt, but we better get O-line or cornerbacks. And that's the rational thinking. We need those positions badly. DJ DJ says, hey, it was cool chatting with you during the game versus LA, a Green Bay versus LA game on Saturday. Other mock drafts have us taking Lance. them, unless we trade up, that's not going to happen. Lance Wilson, certain. If he wasn't up too high, if Surtain is at number 9, 8, 9, or 10, yeah, I think the 49ers would give up to get something for him. You got to fall down, though, because the 49ers wouldn't have to give up so much if you'd only have to draft up 2 or 3 places that deep in the draft, right? Other mock draft have Wilson, Surtain, Jones, Pitts, or Sewell in the first round. Sean Bowen himself. Sean, I'd go edge before taking Pitts. We have bigger needs at cornerback and offensive line. See, that's the conventional wisdom. That is what you should be thinking. I'm thinking the same thing, Sean. But I saw this and I got such a rush. I almost had to put on a... You thought I was going to say it, huh? I ain't going to say it. Dimitri Tyler says, you got one tight end in Kittle. Don't fool yourself. No, Dimitri, nobody's talking about Kittle's not going anywhere. We're just talking about giving Kittle some help out there because the less attention George is getting, the more destructive he's going to be. See, because the ultimate dream, I'm sure Kyle's thinking of it too, get them double teams up the hell out of here. And that's why I keep saying get a speed merchant out there. So instead of crowding up the middle of the field, hey, 11, get on it. It's too late. Boom! George is free. That's why that year that Marquise Goodwin was leading the road down the. I don't care what you think about Marquise Goodwin, but Goodwin left a vapor trail that had people following him. George had his best year. It all fits together like a puzzle. I'm not caring. I think Kyle will use Kyle Pitts. How he intended to use Jalen Hurd in the slot, and you know this. That was a discussion afterward. Thanks for the contribution, fam. I ain't gonna be mad no matter what they do in the first round. I'm gonna be like I was last year. I was shocked when we saw Javon Kinlaw. Because Javon Kinlaw, we got DNs, and it wasn't a sexy pick. And you know how we all put on a condom before the draft night because we get ready for them sexy picks? Yo, nasty self. Hey. Alex.
Hey, Ronbo. How you doing, man?
Oh, Alex, man, I'm sitting here laughing. And Jandel Jeremiah just rocked my world. I hadn't thought about that in any capacity. So I says, nah, there's too many needs to prioritize in front of bringing in another sexy tight end. And this dude is definitely sexy. 6'6", huge target. Catch radius off the hook. He's physical. But anyway, Alex, do you have or expect anything other than your shocking quarterback pick in the first round aside from that?
I mean, I don't think we're getting Pitts. Pitts would be super dope in this offense because he wouldn't just be a tight end. He could play anywhere, Ronbo. He could play.
That's what Jeremiah's saying. Positionless player. For
sure. He's an offensive weapon. He's not just a tight end. And honestly, I think this dude Pitts helped come back against Alabama in the semifinal game. Everyone thought it was Pitts or Trask, but it was really Pitts that took over that game for Florida and almost came back. So that dude's a game changer, Rombo. So I mean, if we got him, I mean,
it's hard to get mad, huh?
It's stupid. But I think it's a little rich. I think it's a little rich for us. We got to get like an O-line. Or a cornerback, but we got to shore that up. But I'm looking at quarterback, Rombo. That's priority number one.
I know.
And that's, we had that conconversation already. I don't want to go down that road again.
We're going to do it all season anyway. But it's okay.
It's gonna be crazy what's gonna happen this offseason. There's so many moving pieces around the league. I think we'll get. I trust Shanahan. I trust John Lynch to do what we got to do. And look, if we roll with Jimmy next year, cool. But I just want to see him have an offensive line. I just want to see him have an offensive line behind him because the dude just can't stay healthy and he's not mobile. And if you can't do either of those things, then at least hit your wide open passes that are laid out for you. Because I'm kind of tired of the whole he doesn't have weapons around him. He had Kittle that first game against the Cardinals, and he got hurt from the pro. Yeah. So I don't know. We got a lot of questions. I don't know what's going to happen. I've even heard that Von Miller's.
I just want to ask you something about that though. You and I both know we've seen Jimmy play a lot different than he plays since Kyle started training him, right? When he first came, who was that you seen? You described Jimmy as not being mobile or anything like that. What did we see in that first game? What did we see in that first 6 weeks or that 5 weeks with Jimmy? Did it look to you like he was
For
a
sure.
stiff? See, that's what I'm saying.
No.
I think with Jimmy, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking as soon as he fully understands all the nuances of Kyle's offense, I think you're going to see him ad lib more within that offense. I think right now, though, it's a study, it's a work in progress. When he gets comfortable, when all his guys get comfortable and know what everybody's going to do, they're all on the same page, which in Kyle's offense with a bunch of young players, I'm suspecting it just takes a little time. I think you're not going to any longer be saying he's stiff, he's this, he's that, all the negatives. I think they're going to come down. But in the meantime, yeah.
I don't know if I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if I necessarily agree that he'll roll out more when he learns the playbook. I feel like rolling out is more when you don't like he was rolling out a lot when he first got here. He didn't
And
know
manipulating the
playbook all way,
pocket and
so
feeling
make a play.
pressure. Exactly.
Right.
That's what he did when he first came.
Right. So now he's like under Kyle Shanahan's playbook and he wants to go through his reads, but I don't know, Ronbo. Like
and they all look like they're terrified to go off schedule. Nick, CJ, all of them. What I think though is remember how Matty Ice they did a lot of play action. Matty Ice was bootlegging all friggin' day. I keep wondering, is this Kyle taking him step by step? Or is this the quarterback? And I doubt that's the quarterback. That's why I'm so protective.
We've seen him miss wide open throws. We've seen him overthrow people. Like we've seen him.
And we've also seen him make a lot of connections too. This is why I've heard this a million times, Alex. Did you ever see Jimmy make a good throw?
But that doesn't mean that's not true.
Did you ever see Jimmy make a good throw though?
Yeah,
because for those who say that, if I ask them that, they hesitate and they pretty much act as if they've never seen him make a good play before. And I always wonder, how many quarterbacks in the league are throwing 100% dimes and strikes? I don't see that anywhere in the league.
Here's the thing.
No matter who you get, you're not going to get perfection. It doesn't exist.
Sean Watson's pretty close to perfection.
Oh, he makes a lot of mistakes and he fumbles a lot too.
And Ronbo, all he had was Brandon Cooks. He didn't have Kittle. He didn't have Debo for a little bit. Ronbo, this dude, he can't throw past the line of scrimmage.
What?
Like that Patriots game, it was like negative 0.05 net average or something.
I think that was a game plan, and I'm pretty sure. Alex, we didn't have the offensive line was failing in patchwork. You don't sit there and put your quarterback in jeopardy any more than you have to. Get rid of the freaking ball.
You run the edges a lot. You're using our offensive line pretty often.
They do, but what did you see happen against the Rams with Aaron Donald? You have to plan your attack accordingly. Jimmy's not out there ad-libbing. He's doing what he's told. This is what I also get in an argument with people. Do you think Jimmy went out there and ran that game on his own? I don't think so. I think Kyle, they worked on that all week long. What you've seen was not something to blame on Jimmy. It was something that Jimmy was following the game plan. See, this is what I'm saying. I see a lot of shots taken at Jimmy that are really...
He can't work outside the game plan. He can't. He can't do it anymore for some reason.
You better not.
He did it when he got here, but now he can't.
No.
I mean, he fumbled the ball people don't talk about this. He fumbled the ball so much in 2019. He had 13 picks, but people forgot he had like 5 or 6 fumbles that year, Ромbo. He's not mobile.
Early in the season.
Hit hard.
You're talking about against the early games?
The only reason that's at it was because Kyle was drawing wide open dudes for this dude Jimmy, and he had all his weapons for sure. But now,
Alex, one other question. I'd always want to know from people who say this.
And
do you have a problem with Kyle's play designs? I don't understand.
No.
With that. What is wrong
Jimmy
with
was missing
receivers?
wide open dudes against the Cardinals.
Yeah, but
He's
what's
missing
wrong
wide open. Week 1, there's Dante Pettis wide open in the end zone. He did not throw to him wide open. Didn't even look his way. There was a wheel route to Raheem Morris that he missed wide open. Would even look. He looked away too soon. And
you talking about that game 1 last year?
The game winner was just a float. He didn't know. He just threw it up. He didn't know where he was throwing. He underthrew that ball so bad.
Are you talking about game 1 last year?
2020.
Yeah. I usually my thing about 2020 is I don't know, is that a good sample to come to a conclusion about Jimmy G?
I think when you come off as like Jimmy did, and it's a division rival. Okay, if you're not ready to play that game, then are you ready to be a quarterback? Because that's a division game. You got to come in hot. And Jimmy came in nervous. He came in like the game was too big for him. And that's a division opponent. Of a Super Bowl win. You're an NFC West champion. Like, you got to come out week one stronger. And Jimmy didn't. And that was a big telltale.
So that's pretty much you came up with your final decision. Your final decision was on that game,
no,
then, I guess.
No, not that game.
Okay,
no,
2019. But you've seen him. 2019, he beat the Cardinals. He beat the Cardinals twice. That's not nothing. That's fine. Doesn't, okay.
That's fine. That was forever ago. That's long gone.
What have you done for me lately, right?
Last on tape. His time is a thing. You gotta counter. You gotta count time into it. And he's 30, Ronbo. Right. He's old. He's getting old.
Brady and Rodgers are way past 30. I think people should give Jimmy a break. 30 years old is not an old man in the NFL. Not with a quarterback. Yeah, not with the rules they got out there now. Huh?
He took more hits than what was it? Nick Mullins took less hits. Nick Mullins took more hits than Jimmy.
I know. Jimmy sucks. But listen, Alex, we got to go. We're out of time. Jimmy's the worst quarterback in the NFL. He should have known better to come out game one and lose. Okay, we got to go though, Alex. I'll see you next time. We'll continue.
He's a good bridge quarterback. We can do better. I love you, Rombo.
There you go. Back at you.
We just both want the best for our team. That's it.
There you go.
We just want the best for our boy.
And I'll be able to tell you next year, as I always do, I told you guys, wait a minute. I love doing that. Okay. Later, Alex. Let us go, too. Hey, Omar, what's up? Kyle Pitts is an offensive weapon. You take him at 12. Omar, I'm telling you right now, man, if they take him, after what I just saw, I ain't saying nothing. I'll be like, okay, but we still need, but I like this dude. That's okay. Colin Young says, hey, there's no way in hell we select tight end in one. I know. I'm just laughing at Daniel Jeremiah, and I got off on that. If Trent Williams resigns, Lynch is taking either a DN or a CB. And that's the intelligent thing to do. But, God, it would be fun to have that dude. And here he is. And Lee has film on every tough player in the collegiate ranks. Lee, get in here, man.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Lee, man, Daniel Jeremiah, and I'm sure I'm gonna, because I get all excited about certain things, certain people point out at certain times because I'm reading all the time, right? And so I'm running across, and there's Daniel Jeremiah with his mock, and I always had faith in Daniel because I've always liked him, right? The 49ers, since they pretty much, their whole MO is positionless players, could be picking up this tight end from Florida. And I said, what? And then I went and looked him up. I said, damn, Kyle, are you going to do that? But, Lee, it makes no sense. We have such pressing needs, and tight end's probably not at the top of the list. But, Lee, how do you feel about Pitts at number 12?
Hey, Ronbo, I mentioned this to you a couple of weeks ago when you were talking about whether we'd restart and juice check, and I told you, if they could. Remember, I said to you, BPA is what I'm going for because I want to hit with these first-round picks. I don't want to miss. And too much times, teams will go for need over the best talent available. And I said to you, say they don't want to sign Juice, they could get Pitts in. We could run double tight end sets that the Patriots and also the Rams are doing now. Imagine Pitts and George Kittle lined up, Ronbo. And the thing about Pitts is he can block too.
I know, I saw him. I said, this dude, he's physical along with all that other talent.
Yeah, and it's not my favorite choice, but you got to look at who's the best players available, and there's always going to be top 10 guys that slide down because we're just outside the top 10. We're sitting at 12, so whether it's one of those top corners, Kyle Pitts, I'd rather go BPA than overdraft a need when the talent's not there. Like last year, there wasn't good defensive tackles after all there was Brown and Kinlaw, and we went Kinlaw because we thought go need now because after him there's a big drop off in DTs. Instead of going wide receiver, that's why we waited for Ayuk. It's the same thing. It's like
So true. Because then you end up doing something that may not pan out. So what you do, you got a guy trying to fit a need. You gambled on whether or not he'll be
Yeah,
successful or not. He comes in, he's okay, he's not okay. He's like Solomon Thomas, and you failed. There were so many other players you could have
exactly.
got that were BPAs at the time. Oh, it's so truly, so true.
And it's not just us. It's so many teams. They always go need over best player available, and they miss. And here's a perfect example, Rombo. Okay, say we go and get, say, Wyatt Davis at 12. He's sliding back in the draft, I think, to a late first now. But let's say we overdraft that need. Is Wyatt Davis going to be that much over upgrade over Brunskill when he comes in? Brunskill's, probably below average player. This guy might be a good player. But if you get Kyle Pitts, Rombo, his ceiling is huge. So you imagine the difference. They look at Kittle. Look at the difference between this kid versus Dwelly. See the upgrade? You could have an all-pro tight end, another all-pro tight end, over a guy that's like a below-average, tight end. And see the upgrade difference? That's what you got to look at when you're drafting players. You got to look at the talent and the upgrade it is to the value of your team, not just the need.
Hey, and also, you don't have to worry about trying to appease Jordan Reed because now you've got somebody even bigger than Reed. Let Kyle put him out there and see what he's got. You still got George Kittle. You save money on Reed. You pay this kid the rookie contract. First-round pick's not going to be that cheap, but still, you got a kid now for the next 5 years.
I see Shay in the chat laughing, going, please don't draft Pitts, but he's the guy that wants to move up and get Wilson. I'm sorry, Shay, but last year, who did you want? You wanted Henry Ruggs. Where did Henry Ruggs finish, son? Nowhere.
I can't say nothing about that. I wanted Henry Ruggs too, but Lee, the only reason I wanted Henry Ruggs is because I know that Kyle needs a speed merchant. But you know of some place you can get speed merchants in this draft that we don't have to worry about that in the first round. I need a 4-3 guy to take the hat off that goddamn defense. I really want that so bad. Oh God. Oh.
But Ronbo, people always talk about there's so many options. To me, we have to sit back and wait for the free agency. That will show us where our biggest needs are and where we should look into the draft, also with the talent that falls. So we won't know to the day, of the draft when it gets to our pick who's going to be there. So it could go anywhere. Pitts could go 8 or 9. But the thing is, you got to look at the upgrade to your team. Don't just look at the need. People always want to fill holes and they miss with picks.
Yeah.
And that's why, I just laugh at guys. Every year I nail my first rounders. First rounders are easy. If you miss on them, guys, trading up, giving up the house for Wilson, man. See, that's why me and you, Ronbo, we're not emotional callers. We're smart, Ronbo. We're smart 49er callers. We think with our head. We don't get all emotional with the pick. Yeah, okay, you might want to be a quarterback. I think we all would love a great quarterback, right, Ronbo?
Yeah.
We would all love Aaron Rodgers, right? But you got to realize what you're giving up and what you can realistically get, And in the draft, you're taking a big risk if you're going to move up and take a bet on one of these quarterbacks that isn't Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is probably the safest quarterback, but we have no chance of being able to get him.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're going to give up everything you got. And here's the thing. Sometimes people get these impatience. You look at Josh Allen, and then I said to myself, okay, Josh Allen was considered a guy who was inaccurate. He's got this issue, he's got that issue, he's got a cannon for an arm. Stephon Diggs shows up in Buffalo. It's like I keep saying, Jimmy's only had one primetime receiver since he's been in San Francisco, and everybody expects him to just carry the team and learn a new offense at the same time. This is why I defend him so much. You give him now Ayuk, Debo, along with Kittle, and I look at this kid Pitts, and I says, give that to Jimmy, and I guarantee you the critics will leave him alone. And that's why.
Exactly what we're You add that weapon to Jimmy G, that gives him another really good red zone threat too. That's what Kyle was trying to do with Hurd. This guy's got a lot more talent than Hurd, and that's the thing. People forget, you fix the O-line and you get him another weapon. Jimmy G's going to be better than he was in 2019. People.
Oh hell yeah! Overnight, because contrary to popular belief, Jimmy G is not a stiff. He's not stupid. He's not just out there trying to get hurt. A lot of people really believe that. So I say, that's just a bad observation. God, gee, give me a break. He is nowhere near that bad. Anyway, but anyway, I tell you, I do want to see him get one more whip, but I just need to see him healthy with Ayuk, Debo, and Kittle, and that's going to be fine. But Pitts would be just ridiculous. And like you mentioned, Hurd.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what people saying, we're going to cut Hurd. We don't need to cut Hurd. If Hurd comes back, and he's can get rid of his injuries and he's healthy, then he can make depth on the roster. We don't need to cut these guys that are on these low contracts,
I know.
because we need depth. We've got so many guys becoming free agents.
I know.
But yeah, Ronbo, thanks for everything you do. Don't let these guys bully you with the Jimmy G. Keep it on the Ronbo.
They know not to mess with the kid. Wow, a kick. Oh, I welcome that. Bring it. Huh. I'm ready. Lee, I tell you what, though, man.
Thanks, Ronbo.
I'll see you a little later, fam. All right.
Thanks, Ronbo.
Thank you, Lee. And there he is, my brother from another Hawaiian mother, Johnny Tony.
Happy Aloha Friday, Ronbo. How are you doing today?
Aloha, Tony, man. I get such a rush off of certain things. I'm a weird guy, man. I'm sitting there looking, and I'm seeing Daniel Jeremiah. Jeremy, what are you talking about? Let me go check this kid out. I'm sitting there. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. I can't get over it. I said, oh, God, yes. Is there a way? And then I came back down there. No, it's like your mom when you're going down. Did you ever have to buy clothes with your mom? Did your mom take you shopping as a kid?
Oh, yeah. And, I used to cry about it. It sucked.
And you see, all of us did, right? That's what I'm saying. You go into the store, and mom has, we're going to get you these, and we'll get you this first. And you see something as well. Mom, can I have this? Listen, we didn't come here for that. Okay, let's go get this first and see how much money we got left, and we'll go get some. Oh, and now your face is all long and everything. But Tony, give me some head on this. What do you think?
Well, so I think Kyle Pitts at 12 is a pretty logical place for him to drop. Jeremiah didn't point this out, but he had him mocked to us today. But PFF Mike Renner had a Pitts mocked number 12 as well, but that was mocked to Atlanta after we traded up in that hypothetical draft. So I think in terms of draft value, number 12 is a good slot for potentially a once in a generation tight end or offensive weapon, really, that Kyle Pitts is. My big thing is this. Now, I do think it would be a good thing to draft into strength. I said that before with Najee Harris last week. That'd be a lot of fun. And there's no reason, right? That'd be fun. And, if Kyle Pitts is there at 12 and we are still there at 12, we definitely would have to explore that. But I just took a look at the draft order, and we are not a tight end needy team between Kittle, Dwelly, and Werner. So right behind us, though, we have the Chargers, who are losing Hunter Henry, the Vikings, who definitely need tight end help, and the Patriots, who lost Gronk and don't have a tight end. If Pitts is there at 12, it would behoove us to at least pick up the telephone and actually call New England and say, hey, you traded us Jimmy G a few years ago. What do you want? You want Pitts, and see what we can get for him. And if any of those, if all those three say no, then I would go ahead and actually pull the trigger on Pitts. I think that would be a really fun thing to see for the team, especially losing Salah. I think our defense is going to take a step back, and the offense is going to have to carry the load. And so why not give Kyle another weapon? I also don't think Pitts is actually going to be there, because I think every year we're seeing tight ends go earlier and earlier in the draft, and just as the position itself is rising to prominence. And, Pitts is more of that Kelsey type of offensive weapon, big slot. More moves. So, so as opposed to, he can block. He's got the body, and Embry, by the way, Embry would love, I'm sure, to have a guy like Pitts on the roster to train up really, really well. So, if he's there, the previous caller made the same point that Maverick Palak made on a different podcast earlier this week. Take the best player available. Yes. And if that's, if that's Kyle Pitts and he's there, and also at the same time, if none of the guys behind us want the pick, you know what? It would be fun to pull the trigger.
Picks. Yeah.
Yep. I would still be in favor of getting more picks, but if he's there and no one else wants the pick, then we should take him. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh man, Tony, the excitement every week, because we'd have to watch him grow and incorporate himself in the offense, and like everybody else that comes in, Debo and Ayuk, they got to learn the playbook and where they're supposed to be, spots and things like that.
Yeah.
But maybe after 6-7 weeks, and it seems to be the curve is for the wide receivers, from anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, they start to become real instrumental. So
so long as we get a full OTA schedule and a full training camp schedule, which hopefully with the COVID vaccine, accelerating as it should, I think we're going to have a good full off season. I think we're actually going to see improved offensive line play, just because we're going to have more cohesion with more time for the players to work together that they didn't have last season, and that's actually
so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, early on in the season, the offensive line play was bad across. It's always bad across the league because of how bad the college players have been coming out. But really and truly, I think the biggest drop off we saw last year in the NFL due to offensive line play was because we didn't have adequate training camp for all the offensive linemen to gel as a unit. And as a result, we saw Jimmy G getting hurt in week 2, and so on and so on. So, hopefully 2021 will be a very, very different year than 2020. And again, best player available. Last caller got it right, I think. If he's there at 12, we should pull the trigger. Now, I don't think he's going to be there at 12 because I think he is that good. And you can line him up at more than one spot, but that'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, God. You're talking about getting the whole fan base jumping up and down. And, the thing is, Tony, you pointed out something that's George Kittle addressed that because the media asked him about that. And George says, well, for the various reasons you just mentioned, he says, but, man, Kansas City, what was their record? Kansas City went 14-2. He says, yeah, but then I look at Kansas City, who went 14-2, and they were in the same situation as us, so I can't really use that as an excuse. But I'm sitting there, listen, George already put it out there. And George, I think so. Every team is not the same when it comes to preparation to go into the season. And apparently we are a team that needs that time badly.
Yeah. Well, also Kansas City upgraded their offensive line in the offseason by picking up, I think, Osemele. Now, Osemele did get hurt, but that was more towards the middle of the season. And right after Osemele got hurt, there was a big drop-off in terms of their offensive line play, too. So Kansas City made a good move to shore up that offensive line with Osemele, but he got hurt. And same thing happened with that. So, I mean, at the same time, we also got to recognize that Kansas City has, Mr. Patrick Mahomes, who the league will love to let his offensive line hold for because he is he's a big ticket item for the NFL. So we don't really have that same advantage that Kansas City does too. So that's sour grapes on my part. But Bosa was held in the Super Bowl, and we all know that. Anyway,
and I agree, and I will back you up on that all day. If we were in the courtroom, I would say you're damn right. I second that, and I can prove what happened there. Let's look at the film. You ever see Nick? His neck just bend back naturally like that? No.
Yeah. And it wasn't just on Bosa. I mean, Buckner was held that entire. You know what? We shouldn't talk about that because it's just going to raise too many negative
It's frustrating. And Chiefs fans will run in there and start talking to these that you want to strangle them for. So Anthony, we got to go, Anthony. It's always a pleasure.
Right.
I'll see you game
Good to talk to you, man.
this weekend for the games after if you get some time. All right.
Do my best, sir. Take good care of yourself. Aloha.
You too. Aloha, Tony. Oh God. Oh, Mariana.
Oh, what's going on, man?
Man, there's going to be all kind of eye candy in the draft between now and draft night. You know that, don't you? It's like I was telling Tony, when your mama takes you shopping, you need to go in there and get the stuff you need, or do you get the best garments available? Mamas never appreciate the kind of shoes you want either, right? Mom, can I get them shoes? No, you can't get them shoes. Why? I'm buying you shoes that'll go good for your feet and will last some amount of time. Mama, come on, man. So that's the thing. I'm looking at the draft, and I didn't know. I've not been watching college football like a lot of people do. I don't know nothing about no Pitts. And then I checked him. I said, oh, God. I'll take him. So, I don't know. I'm losing it.
We had this conversation last time I called. And I just couldn't think of his name because, I'm in Florida. I'm a state fan.
Oh, you right there where he is.
Yeah, and Florida's my rival. I hate Florida with a passion.
You must hate
But
Pitts,
one
then.
thing I can say, let me tell you about Kyle Pitts, man. That dude catch everything.
I saw that.
No matter where the ball coming from, I'm telling you. So when I heard today from, I think it was Colin Cowherd talk about, Pitts coming down to 49 at 12, which personally I don't think he'll be there at 12 because he's really a top 5 pick. Man, that would be wonderful to have Kyle Pitts and George Kittle on the other side with Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball and Brandon Ayuk and Debo Samuels. Who the hell you gonna stop?
Hands everywhere.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't see that. Personally, I don't see that happening because I don't think he'll be there at 12. But if he is there, pick him up. Pick him up. Either him or Patrick Surtain out of Alabama, man. I mean, this guy's in the draft. But,
they call him Surtain a top 10 pick, too.
Yeah, well, I don't know about all the top 10 part. I mean, he's good. He ain't like his daddy now. Okay, he ain't like his daddy.
Yeah.
But he's solid. You know, he's not no shut down corner, I should say, or whatnot. You know, but I mean, this is by me watching college football all the time, so I can kind of tell you about different players, stuff like that. But as for Pitts, let me tell you something. Pitts is better than George Kittle in college.
What? Oh, yeah. George wasn't doing that in college. They didn't know how to use him at Iowa, according to some quarterbacks.
Exactly. In college. Yeah, I said in college. But yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. And I said I wasn't gonna call until the draft, but
I started talking Florida boys, and here comes Marion.
Yeah.
What's your school? What do you like? Whose school? Which one?
Florida State.
Florida State. Oh, he's a Gator. Florida State. Boy, I bet that's a rivalry.
A big rivalry.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're in Florida, you got like one of the three. Ain't no in between. You got like one of the three. You got to stick with them. And Florida fans, they are arrogant like Cowboy fans. I can't stand them. I hate their guts.
Yeah.
I wish they catch diarrhea and poop all night. That's how bad I can't stand Florida. You know
it's a Seminoles. Is Seminole Gators and who else?
And Miami Hurricanes.
Hurricanes, yeah.
Yeah. That's personal.
Hey, that's the U, right?
That's the U. That's correct. That's right.
Always love players that come out of the U on Monday Night Football, especially when they have to introduce themselves during that one segment. And they'll say the name blah blah blah, the U. Everybody knows as soon as he says that what school he's talking about.
I mean, listen, if you follow college football during that era, it was on the three schools that mattered in the country. And that was Florida, Florida State, Miami. Was going for national championship.
They put out a lot of pros
during that era. One quick thing I want to say. I know we talked. It was a caller was talking about the Jaguars. I think you talking about the Jaguars. And you know, I'm here in the city, and I really don't think they're gonna pick Trevor Lawrence because we know who the GM at Jacksonville is Trent Baalke, old solitary voice behind, and they probably gonna do something stupid. They might go and pick a punter the first pick. You know how he is.
and he's got a bad leg. A punter with a bad leg. Jimmy said, bring him in. Oh, he's still bulky. Oh, God.
But when I heard the news, when it came down that he was promoted, because when they fired their GM Caldwell, he was the intern. And I told my home, I said, watch, they're going to promote him to GM because the owner, he just do stupid stuff. He just hire anybody. He'll hire you to be the GM. You know, you don't care.
Wait, I'm hurt. I can do a good job as Trent.
I'm just saying, he'll hire anybody. And when he promoted Trent, I said, yeah, they done. They done. So the Jaguars will be probably 0-16 next year based on that one decision, man. So whatever. But
they got to know. They got to be smart enough to know. Look, Trent, we tried. You know, we heard about you, but we didn't believe it. But now we do. You got to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So. Yeah, that's it, man. That's all
man.
I have, man. But,
don't wait to get back here. I know you're trying to hold out till. Would you say you'd be back after the draft?
That's what I said.
Don't wait till then.
Bruh, but people keep irking me. Just keep hating on Jimmy Garoppolo. It works my nerves. I don't know why you even argue with these people that be hating on Jimmy Garoppolo.
I like to argue with these people because I like to show them where they're wrong. And they keep on coming back so I can show them they're wrong again. I'm all over Twitter. I'm running these people off. Dude, Fred Warner said, yeah, I want to see Jimmy G back. He's a winner. Dude comes in and says, man, them players don't want nothing to do with Jimmy G next year. They want a guy that's missing 80% of the game, sitting up in the booth. I said, excuse me, do you ever play football before? You ever develop any camaraderie with your teammates? Do you know that this is the most dangerous game known to man? And any snap, any play could go down anytime, and they all know that? These guys are going to war together. So don't tell me what they're saying. They ain't just saying it just to be saying it. He's still saying the same thing.
That's true.
Dumbass.
That's true, because Jim G got a better record than Kyle Shanahan. Hey, one more quick thing about Kansas City. Now, you saw when Mahomes went down, right?
Yeah.
And you saw they brought in, I can't think of the guy.
Hinkie.
I went blank.
Hinkie.
Yeah, Chad Henne.
Henny,
you see how you see how they had a veteran quarterback just in case something happens. Why the hell Kyle Shanahan won't do that? But we'll talk about that another
He's
time.
got to find one. We talk about it next time. It's a very good question too. All right, fam.
Yeah.
Talk to you in a bit.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Don't you be no stranger, and I'll be looking
Nope.
for you. All right. Night.
I'll be back.
Bradford, all right, fam. Bradford, you got blocked because you weren't even talking about football. Don't be in there lying. Just tell the truth. You kept hitting me with stupid, just like, what's his name, my homeboy. He guys with these stupid gifts, just one after another. I say, damn right you got blocked. That is what happened. You want to talk football? Bring it. You know, bring it. All right. Hey, Seuss.
Ronbo.
Hey, Seuss, man. I was like smoking a cigarette after the fact, man, sitting back, relaxed after I saw Kyle Pitts. And I thought about what a romance that would be. That boy can play some ball. Hey, Seuss, that's down. I put him together with George because people have said, I know we don't need another tight end, but George Kittle now will be over there laughing, looking down the line of scrimmage. You gonna cover me? Come on, hey, get some help over there. You're gonna need more than one guy to help cover me. Pitts is over there, his arms extended in the air. He's like 10 foot of humanity going up into the sky, and Jimmy's sitting there thinking, licking his chops. You guys think I need time to throw? I don't think so. As soon as I get the ball, I know exactly where I'm going. Oh, yes. But hey, you know what? I'm fantasizing. I don't know that at number 12, I do wonder though, Jesus, if Pitts is there and a couple other, what if Pitts is there, Surtain is there, and Sewell somehow? You got the best offensive lineman in the league. You got a premier tight end. You got a cornerback of which we sorely need. Hey, Jesus, Kyle surprised me by picking Javon Kinlaw. Are we going to get into the shock this year? And who would it be? Jesus, who's on your list? Go ahead, say, give a shout out to your boys first. Go ahead. I know you're going to do it.
Oh, Rama, you know me too good already. I'd like to give a shout out to my brother Eddie E., my homie Chad Garrison, my homie Andrew Martinez, my homie Flores, my homie Tommy H. You know what I'm saying? My homie Jay Anderson and Andrew Martinez. I'd like to give a shout out to all the homies in there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why we're not talking about picking up Justin Houston if he's going to be available.
Oh, is he loose again? Why do people keep kicking him off the team? I don't understand. They bring him in for a rental.
He always plays really good.
He doesn't slow down either. How old is Houston now? He has impact.
Drafted the same class as Alden Smith.
Yeah, he has impact though. Every year. They might.
You know,
I don't know why we don't try to see if we can pick him up in the free agency for cheap.
You know what?
Not cheap. Well, not cheap. He's not going to be that cheap. But hey, he's better than D Ford.
Anybody, listen, Jesus, we can do as much as D Ford. D can't play. His neck, his back, his calf, everything is hurting. How are you going to play? Especially the position he plays. And if anybody thinks he's coming back next year, he ain't. So it's going to be interesting to see. The 49ers are always searching for defensive linemen anyway. You know, we got a couple came in, like Barrett. There's another guy, too. Lynch has always got linemen coming in. Why not Houston? I don't know how much he costs, but you know.
Bringing him in for a 1-year deal.
Yeah, maybe. Because if we're healthy, 49ers are going for the Super Bowl. Jimmy G and all. 49ers are going for it because you see, Jimmy G is not the problem. If he was, they would have never made it last year. If guys like that go for a contract that's workable, I think the 49ers will sign him in a heartbeat. They went for, Ziggy last year, and Ziggy went out there and played one snap. Oh, Ziggy, man. What do you drink and eat, man?
Honestly, man, I don't know, man. You know, I'll give you this, Ronbo. If Jimmy G had a a semi better offensive line, and maybe he could throw away the ball faster, like we always go back and forth on, maybe a lot of people would be on your side, or like Jimmy G, or will like Jimmy G. But he doesn't release the ball. He doesn't know how to read a defense, man. Don't get me wrong. There's been times that he's been able to throw it downfield. Don't get me wrong.
No.
We just want to see Jimmy G with consistency. We just want to see a little bit more consistency out of Jimmy G.
And you will. But what a lot of people think is Jimmy's fault, if you go back and look at film with the coaches and Jimmy, you'll see some other things are going on out in that second and that part of the field. It's Jimmy having the wherewithal to know his receiver is not going to make it. This is expected, though, because that's why Kyle Shanahan is not listening to the noise. It takes more than just your quarterback to make a play. You know what I'm saying? It has been receivers. That's why when you heard Kyle Shanahan last year say, I'm waiting for one of my receivers to step up. He didn't just say that to be saying that. His receivers were not up to par. That's why he was trying to get OBJ. Now, he's got Debo. And as soon as Debo came around to speed, he was fine. He's got Ayuk. Those two guys are promising. George Kittle's always going to be George Kittle. But now, I got news for everybody next year. You guys think Jimmy didn't know what he was doing. And a lot of people don't understand what's going on when they look out in the field. It's all Jimmy's fault. Wait till next year. I'm going to be able to say, like I say every year, you guys notice Jimmy ain't holding on to the ball anymore? That's because his boys are hitting their numbers. You notice Jimmy G is now leading the league in completions? Because I told you last year, let it gel. I can't wait.
He needs. All I'm just saying, man. If he could just read the defense slightly better, and if he could read a blitz coming in instead of him holding on the ball, as long as he does, he wouldn't be getting this hurt. He wouldn't be getting hurt as much as he is right now.
He never got hurt on a blitz, actually.
Then how do you get the high ankle
sprain?
He got hit. You know that last year, that ankle, that hit that Quentin Williams made, I don't know why he didn't get 15 yards. Quentin Williams came in after that play was over and delivered that hit. Play was over. People were standing around doing nothing. And Williams comes in and piles in on Jimmy's leg. I said, God, Jesus. Play was over, Williams.
Almost risked his Kittle too this past year. Not saying it's all Jimmy. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's all Jimmy.
I got no problem with that. Everybody thinks pretty much everything that's wrong with the 49ers offense is Jimmy's fault. But that's why I have paid attention to see exactly what's going on. You're saying he holds on to the ball too much. I just told you what's going on out there. Jimmy's been around the league and with Tom Brady for a while. He knows where his receivers are supposed to be at a certain time. It's a timing thing. If they're not going to make it, they left Jimmy standing there holding nothing but his jock. But it's too late at that point, I guess, to get rid of the ball because it's already too late. The defender's on there, and G stands there patiently waiting for that receiver to get to his route. The defensive reads, I got to tell you, a lot of times Shanahan already sets the play up. You see a lot of decoys going on out there as well. They already know where they're going pretty much before. There's a plan B, but there's usually plan A first. Jimmy's going to find the wrong one percentage of the time, but every quarterback in the league does. This is why Jimmy's held to a different standard by 49er fans, which I understand that. If you don't know what you're looking at, sometimes you're going to say those kind of things. I'm waiting for everybody to get on the same page next year, and you're going to see a big difference. I promise.
All I got to say,
man, is just when he's going to step up and be like, hey, I'm a captain. This is my offense too. When he's going to step up to Kyle and say, hey, I want to make some of the play calling too.
You know what? And that's why guys like Deshaun Watson are coming to this team. You need to stay disciplined. If you're going to go off schedule within Kyle's concepts. I'm telling you, that's the way he is. That's why you didn't see nobody on that team, including the subs, go running renegade out there on the field. Kyle will bench your ass. He will.
And that's the thing.
If this is so-called Jimmy G's team, he got to though. You have Deebo Samuel, you have George Kittle, we have Brandon Ayuk.
Hey, we got to go. But listen, give him more than one full season. That's all I'm asking. For people who are so impatient and expect Jimmy to be a Pro Bowler already, give him more than one full season. That's all I'm saying.
Ronbo, you know,
We had a good offense this past year. I'm just saying, like,
Jimmy wasn't out there.
why doesn't he? What I was trying to say is that why didn't he use his receivers? You know, they're good. They're good players. You know, they're on the team for a reason, and they're starters for a reason. You know, you have George Kittle, the best tight end in the league.
How many games did he play?
You know,
this
week
year?
one, and you're not throwing it to a wide open Kittle.
All right. Jesus, we're going to argue about how bad Jimmy is all season long, but we're out of time now. Okay, hey,
I don't say he's bad. I just want more
but you're not-
consistency from him. That's
You
all.
don't remember anything good about him, though. But that's what I'm saying. That's all I hear bad things about Jimmy. Nobody says anything good about him, but that's okay. As I said, like I said about Dub last year, wait. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna. Jesus, get back to me. Game time.
I got you, Ronbo. Wait.
We gotta go. All right, fam. Have a good night, fam. Jordan Jones, I'm trying to tell them, man. People don't understand. It's more than just the QB. They think it's all about the QB. But when these guys all get on the same page, and they've had one good year together, and that's why I knew this year was going to be hell. But then, of course, you know, and Kyle even admitted the first game against the Cardinals, there's no preparation. You can let a normal season, OTAs and everything else play out. You ain't going to see what you saw in game one last year. That was a freak more than it was just a normal thing. Derek! Hey, Jordan, thanks for the countries. Derek!
I'm here, Ronbo. I hear all this stuff, man. I came in. It looked like you needed some backup, Ronbo. I thought I'd help you out over here on the East Coast before I get to bed. God, I mean,
people don't like Jimmy. They're only going to focus on the mistakes anyway. There's nothing to be done about that. So I just always let them know when they're bringing me every mistake he made. Okay, but did you notice in certain games that everything went right? It included Emmanuel Sanders. You know, it's okay.
Ron, it's silly, man. Nobody had anything to say in 2019 when he was out there and the game was on the line. Did Jimmy win the games? Outside of the Super Bowl, did he? When it was on his shoulders, Ronbo, did he make the pass or did he not?
That Saints game
was
just a work of art.
Both Cardinals games, both
Rams
games. He was missing these star players y'all keep bringing up most of the time. Kittle was out for like 4 games. Joe Staley was gone. McGlinchey was out. Juice was gone.
And who was he left with?
Anyway,
Kendrick Bourne, a rookie, and even again the Hawks game, they still almost won that. Emmanuel Sanders goes down.
Yep.
George Kittle's up in the booth. And we still, Jimmy brought him back to a point. All we had to do is kick that field goal, and we win. George, in the game that sent the Hawks to the wild card round, Jimmy was frigging perfect in that game. I think he made one incompletion. Nobody remembers that stuff. All they remember is the mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm for him.
Dude, but if you want consistency out of your quarterback, don't you think you need a little more consistency out of your O-line?
Yeah.
Or is it just him?
No, it's just...
I mean, I thought they went hand in hand, but... And then a funny thing, too, remember when people were saying something in 2019, Ronbo? I remember vaguely callers calling and saying they want Jimmy to use the check down more. Now, when he starts throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, now is Jimmy, all he does is throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. Which one is it? Isn't that what they were saying in 2019, or am I crazy?
Don't stop telling the truth. You're going to confuse people with facts.
They wanted to stop fumbling. They brought up him fumbling. Did he fix that problem or not?
Yeah.
Damn, people.
Jimmy stopped fumbling
I'd rather see him go somewhere else and succeed,
after that Rams game, after that Hawks game, when he was getting killed because Staley and McGlinchey weren't ready to play yet. Jimmy was not fumbling anymore. But all people remember is the fumbling.
And in the Rams game, y'all talking about y'all want him to be healthy. The second Rams game, I think it was, he got sacked like 6 or 7 times in that game. And he still won it. That was the one that Jalen Ramsey had the blown coverage, and he converted to 3rd and 13. He got sacked like 6 or 7 times.
There it is.
What do you want, Ronbo? You ever heard of the term, Ronbo? Don't float to every boat, or you never make shore. If you float to every boat, you'll never hit shore. You ever heard of
that? I've heard it now. I like it.
Or how about you can't dance to every song being played? Sometimes you got to sit down. Can we sit down?
And I've experienced that.
God damn! What if we bring somebody else in here and he sucks?
I know, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. There's no such thing as a quarterback that goes out and never, ever makes a mistake. I don't know why. Jimmy's held to a different standard. Jimmy better not make one mistake or nobody will ever forget it. If let him make 3, he can win the game with 4 touchdowns.
He's the only quarterback in the league who's missing reads now.
Yeah, he can't read.
Rombo. Kyle Pitts, I just, like I said, man, you seem like you needed to back up, Rombo.
Thanks, D.
Yeah, but Kyle Pitts is really, really good. I watch more, more of the big college teams this year than I've ever watched.
Hey, Pitts, man, I didn't know nothing about him.
Yeah, he's definitely really, really good. Very reliable.
And 6'6"? That's got to be one of the biggest receivers in the league.
But we need
tight ends.
The top priorities have to be O-line at this point and cornerback. The secondary, and then we don't have anybody yet.
I know.
And I'd imagine we keep Emmanuel Mosley. I don't know what's going on with Akella. He might still walk. Sherman's out, and you don't know what Verrett's doing, so you have to address it at some point.
Because you don't know what they're going to ask for. The 49ers are going to make them an offer. It's not about what the agent's going to come in and say, here's what we're expecting. And the 49ers says, but here's what we're paying. And the conversation might be over.
And a lot of people are saying that Trent Williams, if he asks for too much, you might want to let him walk and re-sign these people. What if Verrett wants to come back, but Trent Williams wants like 26?
You know how many people are talking about
24,
that, Derek?
That
conversation
is
picking up speed about Williams. I keep thinking,
but John Lynch has proven he's not crazy about paying one guy versus the team.
I know.
We
already seen that.
I think
DeForest Buckner.
I think there's a chance that we might maybe trade picks and move up and get Penei Sewell. I mean, we can move up to get somebody other than a quarterback, and that kid is legit. I mean, and it's a cheaper. It would be and he's a cheaper option than Trent Williams. He's younger and he's a beast. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, Ronbo.
I know, but God,
because we got a couple extra picks. We got one for Mayhews. We got that one now too.
Oh, I know, right?
We actually have capital.
2 extra. We got 5 third-round picks now.
I don't know, Ron, but I know we got one
4
for McDaniels. No, not McDaniels. It was Sala, Mayhews, and who was the other one? Was it him? Yeah, it was him. It was him because he got a promotion, right? It was anything with a promotion.
Okay, we had 3 until we heard about Mayhew, so that's definitely 4.
So we have capital to move, but what do you move for? I mean, I get the feeling, and then Shanahan was on file too when he first came over and we got Jimmy. He told them that he liked Jimmy because he wasn't a fan of holding his quarterback's hand.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy can think.
Yeah, he doesn't want somebody. Yeah.
He wants you to go off schedule, but Jimmy needs to understand that offense and how it works, and everybody on his team needs to also. You can't dance until everybody learns the steps, and that's why I said
you can't
got
get
rookies
hit every
coming
play
in.
either,
I said I got Ayuk and Debo who just got it. They got 2 years between them. I'm saying, you know what? You give these guys a minute. Someone said, people.
Yeah, and everybody says you got the best tight end in football. Yeah. George Kittle's he's missed a lot of games each season too. What the hell are y'all talking about?
And George is a tight end. George is also
but George has missed a lot of games too.
Well, yeah, I know, but you know, I gave up on that. But the thing is, George has got multiple duties out there. Now, Ayuk and Debo only have one assignment: get open.
Yep.
Hit your P's, hit your Q's. Jimmy will cross the goddamn T and dot the I. But you got to do your job. And it takes a while for that to finally come to fruition. Oh, Derek, we got to go, though. We're talking too much sense.
No problem, Ronbo. All right, Ronbo.
I'll see you after the game. After the New England. No, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here,
Tom Brady
Ronbo.
and company. After it. All right, fam. All right. And Bobo, thanks for that call. Jimmy G outplayed Mr. Wilson in the final game of 2019 against Seahawks that got us the division and home field throughout the playoffs. Bobo, don't be pointing out that we're talking only negatives when we're talking about my dude. He never does anything well. He just does the same dumb things every game. But yet, we went 13-3. Jimmy had nothing to do with that. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Mark Lacilento said, "Shout out to Lee and Chris. Draft certain go Niners." And that's the common sense thing. You got to do that. I'm just saying, you walk into the club, and there's that lady over here. She's got good sense and everything else. She's fine enough. But then there's that super fox over there, and she ain't right. She's got 30 dudes everybody knows about. And then you go over there to talk. They out. Dion. Dave. Maybe come back. Uh-oh. We got Mrs. Lewis's baby boy, Shay. Come on here, Shay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Shay, man, I'm high. I'm high off of.
We gonna handle some things.
Of Kyle.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'm high off of Kyle Pitts. I didn't know what a Kyle Pitts was until today. But yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, Kyle Pitts is a talented. Now, listen, Lee out here talking about people emotional and all that. Whatever. Listen, I'm gonna call it like it is. Was the Chiefs emotional when they moved up for Mahomes? Wait, hold on. Was the Bills emotional when they moved up for Josh Allen? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're pretty happy with their current situation.
Hey,
but
don't forget Lamar.
Neither here nor there. Listen. Well, Lamar was late in the first, but yeah, I mean well, yeah, if there's a Lamar, but I think the QB drop off and plus too, a lot of people didn't play, man. Like a lot of these guys want like Trey Lance. I'm sorry, but Trey Lance is like a 2-year sit project simply due to the fact that he doesn't have enough throwing attempts in college. He didn't even play this season. He played one game.
Yeah.
Ronbo, he played one game. All these other QBs that are going to go before him, they've at least played 2 or 3 seasons already under center. So, it's kind of
wait.
It's kind of just like,
just explain
the film
to me,
is not out on him.
But what is the attraction on Trey Lance? Why is he ranked so high?
Well, Trey Lance has the highest ceiling out of all of them. He has the arm talent. He has the mobility. He just needs the problem with Trey Lance right now is the reason why he's not going number one consensus. Well, obviously, Trevor Lawrence is, or why he's not going ahead of Wilson or ahead of Wilson, ahead of I think he's going to be the third QB. It's simply just or ahead of Fields. The reason why he's not ahead of Fields is simply just the fact that he doesn't
no experience.
There's not enough film on him. Like people don't know what he is. It's kind of like a question mark. Like there's they wanted him to play. He only had that one game that he played for North Dakota State this year. All these other guys have played throughout the season.
Did he do a good job? Did he do a great job?
Yeah, I think they blew that team out. But North Dakota State is the best in their division either way, though. They're pretty much equivalent to Bama in that division. Like they always have the best draft picks. And I don't know what is it, Pacific Mountain West. I don't know, something like that. Some weird. I don't know the conference name, but but Trey Lance has the highest floor. I mean, not floor. Sorry, he has the highest ceiling out of all of them because he has the mobility, he has the arm strength. I mean, the man can throw a good deep ball.
So he's got all the intangibles. All right.
Right, he has all the intangibles. There's just so many questions on him. But listen, Ronbo. Pitts. I like Pitts. I watched a lot of Florida State games because I'm really high on Kyle Trask. I think obviously Tooney and Pitts really carried that. It sucks that we didn't get to see Pitts in the Oklahoma game. And that's why, they really got slaughtered. But Pitts is a good target. But I just think, I think at 12, at that point, you draft for best availability instead of team need. But I just feel like the Niners have so much needs right now. You can't just put one over the other. I feel like they're all equal in their own right. So even if, he says, Pitts is the best available, but we still need a huge team need at edge rusher. We don't know what Bosa's going to look like, right? We don't know what if we lose Trent Williams, what is our left tackle situation going to look like, right? So there's a lot of things to address when you're coming off of one of the biggest free agencies for a team. What is it, 40? So there's going to be a 41. Lot of I trust Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, 41. I trust Kyle Shanahan, Ronbo. I really do. And, we'll see what happens. But, like I said, at 12, you're hearing Stafford. And also, too, I forgot the NFL insider, the Money Mailbag guy who said something like the 49ers are opening to trading Jimmy Garoppolo, but they're kind of standing pat what they are. If they keep him, they'll keep him. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But Ronbo, you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Ronbo?
Please.
Honestly, where do you rank Jimmy Garoppolo amongst quarterbacks?
I put him in the top 12.
Would you say he's top 12? You put him in the top 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's only because he didn't finish last year. Had he done the whole year, I'd probably have him ranked higher. But go ahead.
Okay. So, top 12. Okay. So, I know I don't think this Watson thing's gonna happen. I think he might get traded, but I don't know if the Niners are gonna give up a package to get him.
Watson's
But
not leaving Texas.
It's just funny how well, he might not. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how bad the situation is. But people are saying, 3 first rounds, that's too much.
It is.
But I have a question for those
Even
people.
Grant Cohn says so.
Yeah. I have a question. I mean, Grant Cohn, yeah. I mean,
Grant wants Jimmy out of here more than you do. But I'm just saying, if Grant says 3 rounds,
well, yeah,
first
Grant's
rounders,
whole thing is like he doesn't want to give up the farm for that talent. But he plays devil advocate all the time.
Yeah.
But can you tell me, Ronbo, without a doubt, that if the 49ers are a Super Bowl team, and if we do acquire Watson, some way, somehow, right? We do acquire Watson, we will be a playoff team, right? Barring no injury, right? Same thing with Jimmy. Barring no injury, we probably make playoffs with Jimmy. Barring no injury. You're going to tell me the next 3 first-round draft picks, if we're picking in high 20s, will be better than Watson? You could confidently say that the 49ers drafting in –
that's a problem,
I'm saying 20 as the least because that's a playoff team. I'm saying 20 as at least. You think those 3 first rounds will end up being better than Deshaun Watson in his career, even though ranking right now we know he's a top 5 quarterback in the league?
I do know how good Deshaun is, but I don't know who's coming out of the draft in the next 3 years at the first round.
Exactly. But what we do know is that Deshaun Watson is talented, and he's top 5 right now, right?
I do.
In the NFL.
The problem with that is this, Shay, whereas you rank Deshaun 100, and you maybe rank Jimmy at a 60, 65, something like that. That gap that you got between Deshaun, I've seen him play. I think he's very good, but I don't know that the gap between him and Jimmy is as wide as people make. Now, I do agree that he's better, but not to the degree that I need to get rid of Jimmy and mortgage my future like the Rams did. And you are mortgaging your future when you give up 3 first-round picks. That's way too much for anybody. 2 first-round picks is one thing, but 3 is outrageous. This is what I'm talking about. You stick with the player that you've been working on, and you wait for him to blossom. What if the Bills would have said, all right, that's it for Josh Allen. Let's get him out of here. Or even like Miami's talking about, I think Tua's not going to be a good quarterback. We're done with him. I said, these kind of reactions are what Drew Brees left San Diego because they didn't think he was good enough. You've got to be careful with that kind of thing is what I'm thinking. So
Right, Ronbo. That's true, though, Ronbo. I mean, but Ronbo, how many times it's year 4, Ronbo. We're going into year 4. Yeah. How many times are we going to sit here and say, well, just give them one more year? We got to see.
You know what?
What do we need to see?
It's the injury thing
anymore,
again.
Ronbo?
It's the injury thing again. Here's what I'm saying.
But,
like I tell everybody else that argues about that, you can't predict who's going to get hurt. Jimmy's been here for a while. He's only played 1 full season. That 1 full season ended up in the SB. This is what I'm saying. Hold the press. Wait. Let's see what happens next. If he plays the whole season next year, we're going to find out. Here comes Trey.
Okay, here goes Trey, Ronbo. All right, Ronbo. Shout out to my TC family. Rome, my boy Trey coming in. Rome, J-Run, all the guys, Ronbo.
Okay. All right, Shay.
I'll see you later.
All right, fam.
I'll let my boy Trey take over. Get him, Trey.
All right, Trey.
Passcode, TNT, baby.
Trey, but you got to abbreviate, though, Trey, because you stepped in front of folks who've been waiting. But, Trey, it's always good to hear from you. Hold on. Trey's going to come in and be brief. Fine, Trey.
Finally.
Yes.
I will be brief, but I do mean
precise.
Ronbo. I've heard many. Shout out to TNT brothers and family. Shout out to J-Run, Rome, the newest members. Definitely chat members, brothers just been holding it down. But let's just get it in real quick. Ronbo, just 2 quick points, and then I'll get out of it. I just need 2 quick points.
Wait,
You know,
hold on. Stand down, Jimmy. I got this. No problem. All right, go ahead.
The best ability is
availability.
No, it's eligibility. You have to be eligible to do certain things. And I hear people say this, Ronbo. You know, Jimmy's missed 23 games. Let's say what it is. And you talk about Josh Allen. The funny thing is Josh Allen got drafted in 2017. Jimmy got here in 2017. So let's just say 2018. Let's just say 2018.
And let's
right?
just say how many seasons Josh Allen played versus how many Jimmy. I just want to throw that in there. I just want to throw that in there.
No, hold on. Okay. Wait. Josh Allen's played more games in those 3 years than Jimmy. But hold on. Here's another thing. The Bills, they were at 12, just like we are, Ronbo. They moved up to get their guy. They didn't care what it cost. They moved up to 7. They went from 12 to 7 because they said what they had wasn't good enough. Now, here's the problem with Jimmy, Ronbo. People say it's our offensive line, right? It's us. It's our offensive line. Why? Do you believe that? You believe that, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
and more than that, by the way.
No, is that why Jimmy's injured all the time? Is it our offensive line? Is that why?
No, Jimmy's only got hurt twice, and it had nothing to do with the offensive line.
He's missed the majority of 2 seasons, but go ahead.
You know, when I say that, I want Jimmy to be able to orchestrate from the pocket without having to scatter around and go down in a crunch.
He never got hurt because
of the offensive line.
I hear the argument that it's our offensive line is the reason why Jimmy's hurt. Jimmy got hurt
not accurate.
in 4 games in New England, Ronbo, but yet Tom Brady won 2 Super Bowls with that same offensive line.
No, he didn't.
Huh? What?
Brady had one of the best left tackles in football.
What I'm saying is Jimmy got hurt behind that offensive line in New England. Got hurt in 4 games. Couldn't make it through, but 4 games.
Jimmy
couldn't make it to 4 games.
Wait. Jimmy finished.
No, he didn't finish it. He got hurt. He got hurt in New England.
What quarter?
He hurt his shoulder. It was the 4th game he got hurt in. Everybody knows, but the funny thing is that New England's offensive line is a Super Bowl offensive line. Check the tape. Jimmy got hurt in New England
because I remember Jimmy winning that game handily.
Yeah. No. Jimmy got hurt.
Who finished the game
while starting? Ronbo.
Okay, I'll go back and look. Trey, I got a feeling I'm right on this. Jimmy went down against the Patriots?
He has an injury history. Hold on. Here's the thing. He has an injury history other places in here. We've given him a chance, Ronbo, and what you're saying is not factual. He's been here since 2017, but we'll just say 2018. Yeah. Hold on, but you're saying 2018, that's 3 full seasons. He's had the eligibility to play. He's no longer learning the offense, Ronbo. He's a 30-year-old quarterback with 3.5 years in the offense.
You got to play to learn an offense, Trey. You can't just be there.
You got to be eligible
you got to be on
play,
the field.
Ronbo. You got to be. Thank you, and that's why he's gone. That's all I had to say.
And the next quarterback, Trey, you can promise me, beyond the shadow of any doubt, that when that new quarterback gets here that you want so badly, he will never see a day of injury. You can guarantee that.
I can't. But what I can say is this. The evidence proves that Jimmy has been hurt more than he's played for us. Is that not a fact? And I will not call it. That's not a fact.
Of course that's a fact. But I'm saying for all the Nostradamus
So when you say predicting injury, I'm not predicting. I'm going with
what he's already been through. But George Kittle gets hurt every year. Jimmy Ward.
That's because Jimmy. Have you noticed how George gets hurt, Ronbo? George got hurt because Jimmy's throwing high screen passes and Buda Baker's hitting his kneecaps. Let's be honest. Let's talk about his inaccuracy. Is why George Kittle got hurt.
So throw the ball lower and not take advantage.
Throw the ball on
throw the ball lower.
So you're.
So George will not have an advantage over a little short Buda Baker.
That's what happened in the Arizona game last year. That's why George was out for 5 games.
These are the things that I talk about when I say no matter what happens, it's going to be Jimmy's fault.
Riddle me this, Ronbo.
Yes.
Riddle me this, and I'll leave.
Listening.
I know we got to go. Riddle me this. Just one last thing.
I'm listening.
George Kittle's best year was without Jimmy, right? He broke NFL records without Jimmy, right? That happened, right?
Yeah.
But Jimmy needs weapons.
Every quarterback does.
But we've added Ayuk and Debo since George broke that record. So you can't say Jimmy don't have weapons. You put Deshaun Watson.
Jimmy wasn't on the field with Ayuk and Debo.
Oh, I know. Good night, Ronbo. I understand that we have to go.
I just want to put proper perspective and be fair. And then
All I wanted to do was I just wanted to hear it out loud. That's all. Just
Trey,
I know you got to go. I'm sorry for who we cut in front of.
All right.
I know we got to go, Ronbo.
I know.
We'll talk on Sunday. I guess.
We will. I'll be looking for you. All right.
Then I'll wait my turn. Thank you, sir. All right.
That's it. By the way, I'm still accurate on that. Jimmy has never played with both Debo and Ayuk on the field, unless for maybe a 30-second stretch or something. And I still don't remember Jimmy going down against the Patriots. I got to go back and look at that. Jimmy won that game and was very proud of himself. Everybody was.
No, Ronbo, he was hurt while he was playing for the Patriots, not against the Patriots. And that's what I'm saying. Do you hear it now? Yes, he was hurt there. He's hurt here. He's hurt everywhere.
Trey, I got it. And from that, we can assume he's going to get hurt next time he goes out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. You make that assumption, not me. All right. Jay, I'll see you next time. I got it. 49ers Ultimate Report says Lance has 17 game films, passed 2,786 yards and 1,100 yards, rush yards, 42 total TDs, 0 INTs, and the Trey Lance conference will play 8 games season starting February. Yeah, because I don't watch the Golden Boy quarterbacks, so I don't know who's who. Other than Wilson, who everybody seems to love so much. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, come on in, man. We're sitting here doing like we're going to, I think we're going to do this all off season long. I'm going to come up with another subject matter, and then people are immediately going to attack Jimmy, knowing I'm going to stand up for him. But John, surely I digress. Tonight's subject matter is Kyle Pitts. As Daniel Jeremiah says, look out, the 49ers may pick up Kyle Pitts just to make their offensive machinery unreal. What are you thinking? Do you go with that sexy pick, or do you get the players you should be getting?
So, Ronbo, before I answer your question, there was a caller who said that, Trey Lance, everyone's talking about how good he is. Yeah. He was actually better than Justin Fields. And the reason why I like Trey Lance out of all the quarterbacks is because he can fit easily in Kyle Shanahan's system. He can do it all. You just saw those stats, 0 interceptions. Name me any quarterback in college that has 0 interceptions and 42 total touchdowns. That's insane. But because their conference did not play this year, Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, because they played, he has to wait until February. So I just want to bring that up for someone who says that he only played 1 game. Then explain those stats. When Russell Wilson came out, I called it, and everyone called me, I'm crazy. If he falls to number 12, I know that we have a lot of needs. I would pick him up.
Trey Lance?
The Jimmy Garoppolo stuff, I'm also getting tired of it. Here's the facts, Ronbo. I know you're not going to like it neither. He's going to play this year,
heard it all.
And he's going to play next year.
Heard. Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's going to play this year, and he's going to play next year. But he's going to be gone after that. He does not have the mental toughness. He can win games. Once he had that ACL injury, he wore a brace the whole year last year. You saw how stiff he was because of that brace. He can throw the ball. He can run a little bit. But that mental toughness is what worries me. That's the reason why I will never, until Jimmy Garoppolo can have that mental toughness, show that even though he won 13 games, let's be honest, 25% of the time he took over games. But that defense and the running backs, that's the facts. Like it or not, you don't have to like my opinion. People who like Jimmy G don't.
I'm just saying, some of your better teams, you got the same thing. You got Aaron Rodgers has got the best balance over there of offense he's had in a long time, and nobody's blaming him. I just say I don't know why it's necessary to decide the quarterback is playing a certain role. He's not dominating the ball. Why is that something to take a target and criticize him for? I don't get that. Tom Brady, some of his best teams, he was doing his job, but he wasn't doing everybody's job. That's not necessary to be a winner. Russell Wilson's best year is when he had the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch, but he's considered one of the greatest of all time. Well, this is why I'm saying people focus on things that are normal for a championship team, and then you take a shot at Jimmy. But nobody took a shot at these guys I'm talking about now. This is unfair. Unfair, certainly unfair. Like George Kittle said last year, people blame Jimmy for having a good team. Why? Every good team, championship team, has good players around the quarterback.
Okay, so you brought up Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is
Russell Wilson
skillfully
too.
good.
He's the main one.
He has a good arm. Aaron Rodgers can scramble. I'm not saying he, is Lamar Jackson, but he's able to run out of the pocket and run to get first down. Tom Brady has a quick release. When he was younger, he was able to get that. He was not even mobile, but he can release that ball quickly. That's the thing when you watch about quarterbacks.
Do you know that Jimmy Garoppolo's release is even faster? Here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers went 6, 9, and 1. 2 years ago. Why? Because he didn't have the same receiving crews he had. He just lost all of his guys. He had to get used to a new crew. 6, 9, and 1. Hall of Fame. First ballot Aaron Rodgers. He didn't have a very good defense.
But he was hurt. But he got
Give
hurt.
me excuses all you
one.
want. Yeah. But the fact is 6, 9, and 1. Because Jimmy had a high ankle sprain, and nobody wants to acknowledge it. His critics, they don't care. He sucks. He's always hurt. He fumbles the ball. He gets sacked. This to me is a bogus attack on him. Bogus.
I'm not attacking Jimmy Garoppolo. I hope you don't take
you're saying
what I'm
his
saying
character.
personal.
You're saying his character. He was forced to wear that brace because he's only 1 year removed from that injury. I doubt you see that brace this year. Because every player does that. If you just came off an ACL, you got to be careful. Nick's going to be wearing one next year.
So basically, like we're actually going off topic, because the question is about the tight end. But I will say this: Jimmy Garoppolo is not garbage. I can tell you right now, being in the NFL.
But you say he lacks
easy,
character.
Okay?
You say he lacks character. How do you make that call?
I'm not saying
after one season.
I'm not saying he lacks character. I'm saying the mental toughness. When you suffer an ACL injury, it's going to bother you. Okay.
Brady did.
Now, well, he came back and he played like over 100 games in a row after he had that. So it's kind of funny how anyway. So the point is, I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is garbage. I'm just saying if he can get his mental toughness and he's able to carry more of the load than just 4 or 5 games.
Hand the ball off and do it. I know.
Plus, Kyle Shanahan's offense is always running the ball. So at the end of the day, it's a lose situation for Jimmy Garoppolo. He's wearing a 49ers uniform. They want him to be Joe Montana and Steve Young. End of story. So at the end of the day, people can argue and complain.
The fans want him to be Joe Montana and Steve Young. I think he should just be the best Jimmy Garoppolo he can be. I'll be satisfied with that. That kid's not a slouch. I seen that when he first came, and I still think that's within him. This is why when you say he lacks the character and the fortitude to carry on behind that injury, I emphatically disagree with that, John. I think this year, if he could just stay the hell off the IR, I think a lot of people are going to be eating words. And the character you talk about, he developed that under Belichick. He's no mental weak person. There's no way that's true. But we'll see.
I didn't say he had a weak character. I'm saying the mental toughness. There's difference from great athletes and athletes who have that mental toughness. I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo's either of them, but at the end of the day,
he lacks the mental toughness to go beyond the next level.
Hey, I'm saying you can like the dude. You can like the dude as much as you want, but at the end of the day, let's look at the end of his contract.
Yeah, he's gone.
And then we'll see what happens after that.
All right. They got a deal. We could be another Super Bowl. John, in order to protect you got to hope he doesn't win another Super Bowl, though. Oh, here comes my favorite dude, too. But wait a minute, let me roll my sleeves up. Gee, stand down, I got him. Get in here, Niner Mike. Get in here now. Yeah. Let me drink my juice. Ow. Niner Mike, bring that butt in here, boy. Waiting on you. Come on, boy. What did Mike do? Mike fall asleep? Niner Mike. Niner Mike. See, Mike, no, boy, the kid is standing up on this. Just four-time heavyweight winner. Brit125, thanks. Rich Scangarello is back. Do you think that will help Jimmy this coming season? Maybe, because last year's quarterback coach, it's like Denise. As a matter of fact, Denise is on the phone. As Denise said, get his no coaching butt out of here. Oh, Steven. Now we got Steven. Steven. Question 6, no, he's not.
Oh, Ronbo.
Yo.
How you doing?
Hey, Steven, man, I'm sitting up here. I'm trying to talk about the Florida Gators tight end, but people want to come in and work Jimmy. I kind of feel this is going to be a work Jimmy off season.
It's gonna be Jimmy all off season, Ronbo. No matter what you try to divert the attention, it's always going to come back to Jimmy. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now.
I should just open up the show. It's Jimmy time.
It is a monster of a college tight end. I could see him doing work for the Niners. If no one scoops him up before we do, we will have everything we need offensively, easily. Just because we got Kittle, we have Reed, and if we just add him to the addition, man, we could take the load off of Kittle, or we could take the load off of Reed and just have him play their positions. But he just has to learn the game, learn his routes. If he can stick to his routes and do his job, man.
See, Steve, you know what I worry about with that, though? Because I don't want the Hawks. Because if the Hawks or the Cards and, the Rams, all them people, we're ahead of them. I don't want them grabbing him or anything like that. Because when D-Hop went to the Cardinals, I already knew that was going to be bad news, right? So, this is – we're nice. Even if they want somebody else, a defensive move in the draft would to make sure to keep him out of their hands. Oh, my God. Could you see Metcalf and Pitts on the same team? Oh, no.
I would not want to be on that defense at all. At all. Because you got Metcalf and you got Pitts on the same crew. Coach, you better find me someone faster, please. But, man, as much as I really want to talk about Pitts, though, Ronbo, I want to get on the topic of Jerick McKinnon. Now, that dude, man.
He's pissed
off. When I found – he's pissed. He's pissed. But you know what, Ronbo?
He got no right. Jerry's got no right to be pissed.
He's got zero right. He got injured with us, played one season with us, did good for us, and now he wants to get all pissy, he wants to leave. Like, come on. Really? You just barely put in work this season. You were out last season with an injury, and now you came back, put in work, and now you're mad?
And he had no explosion.
Go sit down.
And he has to admit, Stephen, he has to admit that Mostert outplays him, and Jeffrey Wilson Jr. outplayed him, okay? He had a couple of good games, but he's not the kind of guy that runs between the tackles. And for some reason, Kyle kept trying to run him off the tackles. He's a guy he led the team actually in reception yards as far as running backs. But he didn't use him enough.
But that's because Mostert and everyone else got hurt.
Well, yeah, then there's that. But Kyle should
that's how he came up with that
downs anyway. I don't know what Kyle was doing.
Man, to be honest, Ronbo, I don't know what Kyle does half the time anyways. I'm not going to lie to you. There's sometimes I'm like, oh, you're doing great. And then he does this weird-ass play, and I'm like, why? Why? Just like
it's above our comprehension. Though. I try not to question a guy like that. It's like walking up to Einstein and saying, "What the hell was this formula for?" We would look a little weird. there's a method to everything he does, a method to his madness. So I get scared when I question him. We'll see. This team, Steven.
We'll find out.
People don't understand about this team. They're a bunch of youngsters that are just maturing, and they've got to have time to gel. The impatience is off the hook. We expect.
You know why, Ronbo?
Yeah, because we
Montana. Because we went to the
Young
Super Bowl.
and,
No. That's nothing. If we're gonna go ahead and say that, then that means every single Niner fan, like, disregards the entire time we didn't have Steve Young. They disregard all the times we had Garcia. Right. Yeah, it's like if we're gonna go off of that, then I understand it. But no, they're hungry now because we went to the Super Bowl for the first time in since Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, we want to get back into it. And then, that's great and all, but if we don't have an offensive line and our QB gets hurt, then we ain't got shit. Pardon me, but it's the truth. We have nobody. And it proved. We got Nick Mullins and Bester. That's like picking whether or not you want to vomit or have diarrhea. It's like you're not winning.
And Steven, if we, in the Super Bowl, if Mike Person could have just held up a little better, and this I will never forgive Kyle for. You got Brunskill on the bench. Coach, take Person out and let Brunskill play so he can at least give Jimmy another 2.5 seconds. No, he wouldn't do it. He stayed with Person. God,
man, I swear. I saw that, and it haunts me to this day just as bad as him putting in, Sanders for that last Hail Mary play that got overthrown. Honestly, if I knew they were going to do a Hail Mary, I probably would have thrown in Kendrick just because he's that fast. He's that much faster than Sanders. Not saying that Sanders can't catch worth a dime, but man, that dude kills.
He got held.
Kills.
I think Sanders got held.
But did he get held? No, I don't remember him getting held. I remember him
somebody pointed out something
able to catch up to the ball.
Sent me a clip. Well, see, that's the thing. See, Steven, that's why I keep wanting a speed merchant. As I said last year, the guy from Alabama, Henry Ruggs catches that ball. Marquise Goodwin catches that. Or Marquise Goodwin's going to catch up with it. I don't know if he's going to catch it, but Ruggs has got hands. He catches it. DK Metcalf, who I wanted in the draft, he catches it. Kyle, you could have went to Debo. KC had no answer for Debo. Every time he turned that corner, Steven, they had no answer for Debo. He was shredding that defense.
A lot of teams don't have an answer for Debo. A lot of teams don't have an answer for Debo, period. Because that dude runs like a running back, but hauls ass like the world's fastest wide receiver. Honestly, if I were a betting man, if there was a race between him and what's his name, Tyreek Hill, I'd put my money on Debo easily. That dude would smoke him. There's no answer. There's no answer for Debo because he's fast, he runs hard, and he plays hard. I guarantee you, Ronbo, all these people talking bad on Jimmy. I'm going to put it out there right now.
It's okay. They'll stop. They'll stop. As soon as the season comes in, I'm going to be sitting here doing like I do every year when I tell people in advance, wait a minute. And sure enough.
Watch.
I get to say, I told you.
Watch Ronbo. He's going to come back next season. Hold on, for the last caller, too. Yeah, he was wearing that brace. Yes, it was hindering him. But if you've ever torn your ACL, you know damn well your knee is never the same after that. Anytime you tear any ligament, your whole body is not the same.
And mentally,
that's why they wear knee.
Yep, you got to wear that
brace. Mentally, you're not there because mentally you're not there anymore. You're completely out of the game. You're like, I got to watch out for my knee. That knee brace is only going to do so much. So obviously, he's going to be tripping about getting hit in the knee.
Hopefully, he doesn't do anything but just get rid of the ball quickly. If his receivers are on their game, everything should be fine. Though, Steven, good stuff, man. We got to go. I'll see you after who we got between Tampa Bay and Green Bay. Who's going to win that game?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
I kind of
think so, too. And I'm going to go for one solid reason.
But, that's going to be fun. Oh, we'll see. All right. See you later, Steven.
Mama.
And Anthony.
You take care, all right?
You too, bro. Tony says, fun idea. Pitts at 12, Trask at 44. Wouldn't that be amazing? You got, isn't that Pitts quarterback? Wouldn't that be funny? And if Trask is up to speed, and by the way, if Trask is on the team, and when Jimmy's contract comes up and they compete and he kicks Jimmy's ass, I got no problem with it. But don't give me Deshaun Watson $35 million contract, and he ain't never. What's he win one playoff game? I know he doesn't have the same talent as Jimmy had, which is already a joke that I can't get over. This dude had D-Hop and several other. He had a defensive line that was doomsday. Carlos.
Ronbo.
Carlos, come in, man.
That's me?
Yeah.
That's me? Oh, my man. My man with a cocaine smile. Yes, Ronbo.
Carlos,
Ronbo,
man.
I love your show. It's been a while
Carlos.
since I called you. Yeah, okay.
Carlos, man, we've been thinking about you, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good, Ronbo. You know, I try to listen to you every day. That's how I get through my day. You know, it's tough. I don't get to call because you go on too late. You know, by 9 o'clock I gotta be sleepy. Ronbo,
what time does your day start every day? You get up pretty early?
At 5 in the morning.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's still dark outside. Hey, what is your lady's name? I remember, and you got a daughter too.
It's D. No, I got a son. I got a son.
It's
3 years
D
old.
and
Man.
Okay, it's D and what's the little guy's name?
Pablo. I named him after my pops.
D and Pablo. All right. How y'all? Good to hear from you. Carlos, there's somebody else that calls in too named Carlos. This is the Carlos that I know. I don't know any other Carlos.
Listen, I only called once. This was a while back. I got super excited. My girl came out the bathroom and all that. It was crazy.
Carlos, too much information. D, did you want him to say all that? Carlos!
What's up, Ronbo, man?
I hear you, though, man.
Ronbo, listen, I don't get it. I don't get it how people I don't know whether they pretend to be or they're blind, but why is it they can't see the way you see things and not see things? You know, this thing about Jimmy G, it's just out of control. All right, I just want to touch on it real quick. I don't want to spend much time on it. All right, because I'm impressed about this guy that you put me on, the Kyle Pitts.
Pleasure,
oh shit, that's the Optimus Prime right there, Ronbo.
Tell you.
He's a monster. But real quick, these two guys that they fought a little while ago, they talking about Jimmy got to go, whatever. Listen, number one, we're stuck with Jimmy G, no matter how you look at it. For anybody entertained to talk with Deshaun Watson, it's the most stupidest thing I ever heard, all right? Because if we was to get that dude, we'd be in the worst situation. We would give up 3 picks. We're not going to be able to sign Fred Warner or Nick Bosa to the following year, all right? And
I keep forgetting about that.
It's stupid. You know what I mean? The kid has not accomplished anything and getting paid $35 million. People are crying now because we're paying Jimmy G $27 million or $24, and maybe we have to pay up $35 million. What are we gonna play with?
See, and Carlos, the thing is if Watson comes over, people think Watson's just going to come in. Yeah, I know how to run Kyle's offense. Let's go. That is not going to happen. Carlos, this team is ready to go to the Super Bowl now. They've already been in the Super Bowl once with Jimmy. Why would I change that? No matter what anybody thinks about Jimmy, put that team back on that field. Let's not get hurt. And let's get back there with a year's experience in the playoffs, all the way to the end. Lost the game in the last couple of 2-3 minutes. That was the only thing that stopped these guys. And we're going to lose some players, though, Carlos.
Ronbo, listen.
But let's see what happens with that.
Listen, Ronbo. That Super Bowl, it's going to be for another day because I got so much on it. It's that they took that game from us.
I know.
That's the reality.
But,
they took that game from us.
But you got to work. You got to play around the refs.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Listen, I hope we could touch on the offensive line. We're not going to do it today because this kid that you put me on, Kyle Pitts, Ronbo. Listen, I draft for needs. I don't draft for what's the best thing out there, all right? But being that we got 2 picks on the second round and 2 picks on the third round.
We got more than 2 picks in the third round. We got a lot of picks in the third round.
Oh, man. Oh, we got lucky, Ronbo. We got lucky. go. If we bring this kid in, Kyle Pitts, Ronbo,
You know, and Carlos,
there's no answer.
I like the name you gave him too. If there's a Megatron, how about an Optimus Prime? I do, because I'm a big Optimus fan, especially when every movie he comes stands up. I am Optimus Prime.
That's what he's gonna do.
Yeah, you are.
Because listen, you know how excited we get when we hear Jalen Hurts, right? But we never see the kid play, right?
True.
But this kid, he's available. He got he's healthy, and it's a good chance we can get him. As long as we address the offensive line in somehow some miracle, we get rid of D4. There's another guy that we needed to get so we could have some cap room to get a little bit more. If we, by miracle we sign Trim Williams and we get a center, there's like 3 centers that are going to be free agents. If we could get one of those guys,
Alex Mack,
because that's what messed up everything. Everything, right. Yes. So we can either pick up a center in the second round or third round or a center in free agency, and we're good to go. Because we put Brunskill at the guard position. Let him handle Donald. All right?
Aaron does not like him, no Brunskill. Aaron,
I'm telling you,
Aaron, you got any room in your room? Because hotel room, because you got an extra bed, because Brunskill needs a place to sleep. What? Hell no, he can sleep out on the street.
Unbelievable. But Ronbo, this kid he's something else, Ronbo. He's like he could be our what is it? The kid from Atlanta, the wide receiver that Julio Jones.
Yeah.
He could be like Julio Jones. He could be our own Megatron. Well, Optimus Prime.
Optimus.
All right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got something for Seattle. We bring this kid up because it's not going to be no answer. All right? The game, Jimmy G game is going to expand because we got Kyle Ayuk running the deep ball. All right?
You got Debo tearing up the middle. Man, and
you
then you
got
have that
everywhere.
tight end anywhere Kyle wants him to go, which could be any number of places.
Exactly.
Now, that quick release Jimmy's got when he's not under duress, now they'll be reminded. People act like Jimmy never had a release. Hell yeah, he used to have a release, one of the quickest in the league. I remember that's all he did was measure. They put it on the screen.
They hated
as he was
Ronbo.
playing.
They hated Jimmy G could do everything on the field. They were actually working on the deep pass coming into the season because the idea was to have Debo in the short passes, doing everything what you want to do with them, and then you got Brandon Ayuk was gonna open up the field because he could do it all too. All right,
you know what though, Carlos? We got to go, but you know what the thing is, going into the season, they're probably gonna look good as a team. It's all about can they stay off the IR. That's all that stopped them last year. God, so sucks.
I know.
Anyway, Carlos, hey,
it's the water, Ronbo. It's the Cali water, man. I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna get. They're gonna stay healthy this year because we have a normal preseason. Kevin, Carlos, good night, D. Carlos, we gotta go, and I'm gonna see if the game get a chance. All right, try to get it earlier.
All right, Ronbo, it's been a pleasure. Hey, listen, keep it up, man. You do a great job. The best thing on YouTube.
Thanks,
all right,
man.
You give us a voice.
Thanks.
All right.
You're so
Thank
welcome.
you so much for what you do, Ronbo. All right.
Appreciate you, fam.
All right, bro.
Have a good night.
All right, baby.
Good night. Hey, and Guerrero. Guerrero, you know, it's so funny because somebody changed their name. Is that, Guerrero, was that you? Somebody wrote the name Guerrero. It's just, wait a minute. Where'd they get that idea? Guerrero said, hey, Ronbo.
Where'd they get it?
He says, I'll be Buffalo. It'll be Buffalo and Packers. Ooh. You know how much that'll make my name? Because Eddie Ramirez, we'll never see Eddie. God, we won't see Eddie for a long time. I'll be saying, Eddie. That's Eddie, boy. Isn't it talking trash? Wait. Hey, somebody confirm, is Eddie Ramirez a Rams fan masquerading as a Chiefs fan? God, that's annoying. Can you believe that? Oh, God, they got some people that got no shame. All right, here he is. Dynamite. Forget about it, Mike. Get in there.
Oh, what's going on, Ronbo? Hey, oh, what do you know? Boy, he's coming under fire tonight. Oh man, listen,
Mike, each and every night.
I thought I was the one, Ronbo. I thought I was the one that brought all the Jimmy G drama. But let me tell you, boy, he's taking some shots tonight.
And giving him right, and giving him right back. Giving him right back. I counterpunch. I'm like that counterpunch.
I hear you, and you've been fighting. You've been doing the rope with dope, Ronbo. I see that. I've been seeing you shuffling your feet under your desk there, and I see you over there. But listen, hey, before we get started, I got to address one thing, and that is the jerk off, the Jetty jerk off McKinnon. All right.
Look, can you believe him?
I want all my faithful out there. Listen, if you're listening and you're watching there, I want all you faithful to understand this is a perfect reason why I say I am loyal to no player, Ronbo. No player. I'm loyal to the team. I'm loyal to the Niners. I'm loyal to what's best for the team. So everybody that gets their panties in a bunch about Jimmy G, or when people got an adverse opinion about Jimmy G, listen, you need to get your feelings out of it, because the next thing that comes along, if Jimmy G feels like it's better, he's gone, all right? And he doesn't care about anything else that's going on. And the jerk off is a perfect friggin' reason for that. Could you believe the nerve of this guy? I mean, look, I know he didn't sit there and go on a rant or nothing, but the last thing you could say is about act like the team that you like. You don't want no part of the team that's stuck by you when they paid you over $30 million to do absolutely nothing. To do nothing. He did nothing for us, and the only reason why he even got on the field last year was because Kyle Shanahan had to feel sorry for Jed York and had to at least give him, hey, look, we're going to get at least a season out of this guy, since because I asked you to dump $30 million in his pocket, friggin' jerk off, to do absolutely nothing, and he gets on live and gets disrespectful like that. I wish I was in the same room, because I'd have smacked the shit out of him right in his face, Ron. I'd have smacked a little smile right off his friggin' face. What an ungrateful little prick, all right? Because let me tell you, to stand by a guy like that after everyone pretty much knew he was done, and mark my words, he's done. You could tell how slow he was. He was nothing like he was when we got him after he was there from Minnesota. And they stuck by him 2 years in a row with his busted knee. Well, he could take that. He's going to have a lot more time to be on IG, because he ain't going to be playing too much. You can guarantee that. Now, that I'm done with that little rant, Ronbo. All right? You there with me, Ronbo? All right? Now that we're done with that, when it comes to what we're talking about, I hear you all the way when you're talking about Jimmy G. Listen, I don't think anyone is saying that Jimmy G has no part in the 49ers' success. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that if you're getting and you're commanding the highest salary on the team, we don't want and we don't need you to be a part of the winning. We need you to be the cause of it, Ronbo. You understand? You got to be the cause of it. You're the number one guy. If you're the main guy on the team, and you're the one that's supposed to, you're the one that you're getting the biggest dollars on Monday. You're getting the biggest game check out of everybody in the friggin' locker room. Then you better damn well be a big part of the reason why they won the game that Sunday. You understand? Not just a link in the chain, not just a piece of the puzzle. All right, no. You need to be the leader. You need to be the guy. You need to be one of the catalysts, one of the main reasons why your team is successful if you're the highest paid player on your team, period. That's it, point blank. And that's why people critique him as hard as they do, Ronbo, because he's the highest paid player on the team. He plays the most critical position on the team, on any football team for that matter, the quarterback position, all right? And the reality of it is as much as he has a part of when we win games, he's not nowhere near the reason why we win games, Ronbo. And I got to tell you something else, too. I hear you say a lot when you talk about new quarterbacks not knowing Kyle Shanahan. Listen, Kyle Shanahan has proven that what you're saying is wrong, Ronbo, all right? Because until RG3 blew out his knee, he was doing pretty friggin' good as a rookie in Kyle Shanahan's offense there in Washington, Ronbo. And he didn't look like he was having any friggin' trouble at all understanding Kyle Shanahan's offense. So you can understand why people will get excited
if they see or they hear about Watson possibly coming to the 49ers. Because Watson, I think, is a little bit smarter of a player. He's not going to risk himself as much as RG3 did. Therefore, he'll probably last longer. He'll be more like a Pat Mahomes or a Russell Wilson, somebody that'll be smart enough to not get knocked, get his friggin' brains knocked out. You know what I mean? He's going to be able to maneuver a little bit. So that being said, it's not accurate for you to say that Kyle can't make it work with a new guy or a new guy can't come in and be successful in his first year under Shanahan's offense. That's not accurate at all.
Yeah, it is. I do need to enlighten you about something. One of the problems that Snyder had with the Shanahans, and he hates them to this day, okay, they didn't want RG3 in the draft. That's why Kyle went down and got Kirk Cousins. Here's what they did do. They redesigned the offense for RG3. He wasn't running the traditional Shanahan offense. That's why he looked like he did.
You're gonna always curtail
wait, just let me say this.
Just say this much.
Because
the same thing.
in Shanahan's offense, you don't have the quarterback running like that. You know
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's why I said he's a lot smarter than that. He's not going to. He wouldn't have to play it the way like the Ravens got to play it with Lamar. All right, he wouldn't have to play it like that.
Up for him. He was all about RPO on every snap.
Jimmy, though, Ronbo. He's doing the same thing with Jimmy, though. Let me ask you this: does our freaking offense look like Shanahan's best offense? Absolutely not. Shanahan's best offense, you've seen it maybe twice. One was the year where Kirk Cousins really lit it up in Washington. All right, and what was he doing? He was dropping prime-time dimes down the field. That's not a Jimmy strong suit. Jimmy struggles with the deep ball. All right, the other season where we all saw the best of Kyle Shanahan's offense was when he was in Atlanta, and Matt Ryan had an MVP season, had his career season, and same thing with Julio Jones, had his career season. And what were they doing? They were throwing the ball down the field.
They were running.
They were lighting people up,
Freeman
and then
was
they
the
had
league's
Freeman,
number one
and then they had Freeman,
rushing running back.
Exactly. They had Freeman.
Shanahan's will always emphasize the running game. They always
You're absolutely right. But do you know why, Ronbo? Do you know why, Ronbo?
Because when he came to San Francisco, he brought the kind of guys he wants to run his offense. He came to Atlanta, and he worked with what he had. He came to San Francisco, and he's running the offense like he wants to.
Go back to that year and look up the tape. Freeman ran wild because he was facing 6-men and 5-men boxes, Ronbo. Why? Because people had to respect Julio Jones. People had to respect the Ridley kid.
How many
people
Julio Joneses did the 49ers had? How many?
That's what they do with Jimmy.
No, that's the point. This is why I argue with you guys, Mike. You think that Jimmy's supposed to come out there and do what he did with the guys he has?
Look, listen,
that's why I say, would you people wait a minute? You won't even let the team form. You won't let the team get enough weapons out there. If Jimmy had Julio and Sanu and Tanner Gabriel and all, Mike, that's true. How is that not true? How is that not true?
George, you can't talk. Listen, you can't talk about a guy that had the Pro Bowl freaking tight end of the year when he went to the Super Bowl year and had Deebo Samuel and had the number one.
Wasn't Hooper playing on that Atlanta team too?
Weapons,
they weren't weak anywhere.
That's
the seventh most productive offense in NFL history because they were stacked from one position to another with the league's number one running back. Jimmy's never had that kind of arsenal, and you know it. You know it. But you insist.
The only thing that is
it's all Jimmy's fault.
It ain't. Us, Ronbo, is the defensive line we face every friggin' Sunday, Ronbo. They stack the defensive line and they dare Jimmy to throw the ball. They dare him to throw the ball. They don't care. They're not. No one's scared of Jimmy throwing the ball. They'll put out
the 49ers in 2019 were the best third round, and they were the first third down conversion. The 49ers were doing it all the time. You guys give Jimmy no freaking credit. You don't give him an inch of credit for anything. You only think of certain times in games. You isolate on that, and you won't be equal about it. This is why I defend this guy. It's wrong. It is wrong to say he doesn't do a damn thing. Now you're trying to tell me he doesn't even do anything. That's not accurate.
The only thing that's wrong is your assessment of the facts when it comes to
No, I just don't decide that
G.
Jimmy doesn't have
No,
anything to
that's-
do with the
that's- no,
wins,
that's
Mike.
wrong.
There's
Because
nothing
you're
wrong
not
with that.
even
I'm right on that.
acknowledging the
He
fact, like the
passes for
caller earlier-
4,000
look,
yards,
the caller
and you
earlier
guys
brought
come in
up.
and
The
say
caller-
it was all yak.
Come on, forget about it.
That is
Listen, the
crap.
caller earlier brought it up. This guy, Jimmy, started out. He's been called upon to start for an NFL team on 4 different occasions. And he's only lasted through one of them, Ronbo.
Okay, well, see,
Through
back
one
to
of
that.
them.
That's where you
Through
need to
one.
go. That's the only solid thing you got, Mike.
No, listen. I'm telling you, that's not the only solid thing I got.
Yeah, it is.
The rest of what I
Mike,
got
you
is
can't pass for
statistics.
4,000
You
yards
have a
and
team,
not have
you
anything
got
to do with the
team.
offense. That's not even possible. That's not. It's not possible, Mike. Think about it for a second. How do I pass for 4,000 yards and I had nothing to do with it, or I shouldn't get paid? Mike, explain that to me, just that much.
Does anyone argue that Jared Goff had nothing to do with the Rams getting to the Super Bowl the other year? No one argues with that. But when you're assessing Jared Goff, you got to call it for what it is. You got to call it like it is. You got to call it for what he's doing lately.
Goff's got one of the greatest defensive players in the NFL. Yeah, they say it all the time.
In the 1 year that Jimmy G
He's only
did
played
last,
one
all
full
right?
year, Mike.
It took over and above and beyond effort from the defense and from everyone else on the team. Look, you talk
Aaron
about
Donald's no
our
good?
offensive line. Listen, our offensive line is not the greatest. But listen here, what the frick did the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers change about their offensive line? Nothing. They didn't change nothing about it. But yeah, what was the difference? Jameis Winston last year was running for his friggin' life. But what's the difference this year? Tom Brady gets the ball out in less than 2 seconds. That's why the one kid from Washington, he couldn't even touch him.
I'll tell you what, if Jameis Winston had the offensive, Tom Brady's underachieving. Brady's got every weapon known to man out there with him right now. Mike, give me a break. You're going to tell me that offense isn't stacked to the bone?
So what do we got, Rombo? What do we got?
I'm telling you guys right now, you give Jimmy the weapons he needs, and you will stop this immediately. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
That's what I got to know. Rombo, is Georgia bum? Is Debo a bum? We got freaking bums out there now. Is Raheem Mostert a bum?
No!
Come on, Ronbo. You told me.
But you compare it to those other super elite teams. They're stacked to the bone. Mike, we got to continue screaming and yelling Sunday. We're out of time.
All right, Ronbo. I'm gonna let you go. But we need to set up a real one-on-one about this whole deal. We're gonna settle it once and for all. I'm not just talking about opinions. I'm gonna come at you with some real friggin' facts, Ronbo.
You always do.
If I haven't already presented enough, but I'll present some more because there's plenty more facts to back up what I'm saying and what a lot of other faithful are saying. All right, that's just the truth about it. But listen, you have a good night, Ronbo. I appreciate you. Shout out to the faithful out there. All of you stay safe, and remember, be faithful to the team, not to anyone's friggin' player, because they're all a bunch of overpaid jerk-offs in 2021. That's the reality of it. This isn't the 90s anymore. This isn't the 80s anymore. Anyway, all right, I love you, Ronbo. You have a good night, all right?
Hey, Mike, be easy, fam. Let's stay out of COVID's way. Right. I want to argue some more. Get back in here Sunday.
All right.
Night, Mike. Oh, God. And Paul thanks for the contribution. He says, I like Jimmy, but the reality is last season was an outlier. And I've seen that written up, too. Everybody thinks that was a fluke. And he can't stay healthy. And, of course, that has been seen. Just taking the every game hits other quarterbacks do. Injured in college in 2 out of 3 of his pro career. We need someone more durable. It is possible. The thing is, this is, like I said, it's a game of violence. It's always lucky when you stay on the field. Some people do get hurt more than others. I understand that. But I am not getting rid of him until he gets carried off. I think that he should stay. I want to see what he can do with a little more time. And Stephen Hernandez, thanks. Stephen says, all right, Ronbo, put me back on the call. Let me get on this argument. Please let me hop back in on the conversation. Let me ask you, Mike, why is it that every player on the Niners back Jimmy along with the whole franchise? Stephen, you know what, Steve, because we're gonna have to. We got some of the other people. Steve, this is what I've been trying to say. If his entire, this is why, Stephen, you and I and thousands of others, we're on the same page and roam with the locker room. If they like him, hell, I do too. If Kyle likes him, and everybody's decided they read Kyle's mind. Kyle doesn't trust him. He doesn't want him. All right, so he keeps him for last year. Tom Brady was available. Why didn't you take him? I got a million reasons for that. Can I get one? Well, the thing is, it's just that Jimmy is this, that. Okay. So, and now it's just Jimmy's only way he's getting people off his back is to go a full season and win the Super Bowl. But that is too much of a standard to hold him to. How many quarterbacks go every year and go to the Super Bowl? This is what I'm saying. Going to get another quarterback. And it's so funny because I wouldn't laugh because I'd be pissed. He comes in, new guy. All right, everybody satisfied now? Boom! There he goes. What is that? Torn ACL. See, this is what I'm saying, man. Getting guys because you think they're going to last forever is a joke. Fly guy. Come on in, man. Fly.
Yo.
Fly guy.
What's good?
It's a Jimmy G Wars. Hey, Fly guy, no matter what else I want to talk about, it's a Jimmy G Wars
Ronbo.
each and every night. So, Fly guy, go ahead. Let's continue.
Hey, Ronbo, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy G owe you 20% of his contract.
He should give me more. I want 30. These guys be working him all the time, and I'll be standing up for him right and left. Boy, I ain't gonna stop.
I'm telling you, one boy ain't going. He ain't letting Jimmy G go down for nothing.
Fly guy, it's gonna be funny because Jimmy G ends up being on a team next year. You got people that said 2-3 weeks ago, man, Ronbo, Jimmy is gone. He's out of here. Now, they were angry, and like Mike says, stay out your feelings. They were in their feelings. Jimmy missed the touchdown throw in the Super Bowl. People don't care what else he's done. 13-3 don't mean squat. He missed that throw. We hate him. We want him out of here. He could have been 16-0, but he missed that throw and he's trash. See, I ain't with that. I can't go that way.
I don't look down on no players because everybody have a bad year or whatever. So we got to just regroup and come back and see what we can do again.
Yeah,
only thing I would say that we do, 49ers do, the organization do, is Trent Williams. We cannot bring back Trent Williams. We got to cut him. We got to cut Sherman.
James is gonna love that. A lot of people don't want Trent Williams back.
Yeah, what's the point of bringing one player for like $20 million? What's the point? We can draft somebody for like $5 million, like probably do the same job. You feel me?
Not in the first round.
You got to.
Hey, Fly guy, you know what it is? Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the league. Now, maybe some people would argue with that, but, the 49ers, the rest of the owners would be laughing if the 49ers can't. You got lucky enough to get him in your camp. You need to sign him because your left tackle is very important, right? I don't know what they're going to end up paying him, but you're right. This could be a lot of money. A lot.
Yeah, that's why you have managers, because managers, we're really looking at, like, I'm not going to pay this worker overtime I can bring like 2 people to do the same job. Like, you can draft somebody to do the same job Trent Williams doing for like $3 million.
You might not be able to do the same job.
Nah, we don't. Our offensive line is straight. We just got to play smart football. Last year we didn't play smart football, and Kyle Shanahan know it. That's why we got an officer.
I always love when you talk like this.
Coordinator this year. We got a coordinator. So maybe Kyle call some play and he'll call some plays. And we did a bad job last year because offensive line is decent. We just got to play smart football. We didn't do that last year. I told you that over and over. We didn't play smart football. We were just dropping back, shotgun, and trying to throw the ball down the field and getting sacked. They don't work like that.
Yeah, it was a broken team, though.
It's a broken team.
Too much judgments being made by a 2020 team. This is another thing. That 2020 team doesn't represent anything other than what it was. A team full of backups with all the stars sitting down hurt. Yes, that's what I'm saying. There's no conclusion to be drawn from that team.
I don't blame nothing on the injuries. I say we call it was a bad season. The coaches, players went down. The coaches was calling bad games. Salah, I'm happy he's gone.
No fans in the stands. It was just a bad situation.
Yeah.
But everybody had to deal with it, so can't use it for an excuse.
Yeah, the whole season was like everything was going bad. The whole season, from coaches to players, everything went bad. So I'm down with Jimmy G coming back, but we got to bring somebody to replace him if something go bad. We cannot wait another season to replace Jimmy G. So we'll bring him back maybe 2-3 games. If it don't work out for us, we bring somebody in new. Like
if they don't get injured, I can pretty much promise you more than 2 or 3 games. Jimmy G has never been as bad as people paint him this year. He wasn't that bad when he first came. He wasn't that bad even before he got injured. He wasn't that bad in 2019, or else he wouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. And I don't care how many times people say everybody contributed to that Super Bowl except G. See, that's bull. That's the smelliest crap. That is not true. And those who don't like him won't give him any credit. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm just saying that is wrong. You need a leader out there.
I don't hate Jimmy G. But the only thing I don't like about Jimmy G is just not being able to get out the pocket. Like, you can't get out the pocket when the pocket collapses. Like, we cannot go third and long. We're not gonna get those first downs. If Jimmy G was able to scramble with them third and long, and not get the sack, so we don't be in third and long, I would be down with Jimmy G. But
did that happen every week? Did that happen all game long?
Oh yeah, even the year we went to Super Bowl, it was happening every time. But the only thing that happened different was he was able to complete the third down with 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20. KD.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He was doing those 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20s, and
constantly.
But he was doing those third down. That's what I'm saying. He did a good job with the third down, but it was long third down. But we don't want those long third downs. We want like maybe 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5.
You want to know a secret? Well, not a secret, but Kyle Shanahan does not like third down situations. But if you're in third down, you got to do something with it. The 49ers moved the ball and scored a decent amount of points each and every week. For people to say that the quarterback had nothing to do with it is silly. It's impossible for the quarterback not to have anything to do with scoring 25 to 30 points every week. You can't run all game
he played long. The year we went to the Super Bowl, he played a good year. I can say that. That was a good year, but we came short in the Super Bowl, just like we came short with Kaepernick. Everybody make mistakes, so I'm not going to be like, but we got to bring somebody to back up Jimmy G. Like, just in case the season not going right,
you want better than
quarterback.
That. We want better than that. We want a guy that comes in and pushes Jimmy, competes with him, takes his job if possible. But until then, Jimmy's the guy. And bringing somebody else in, and everybody thinks that, a lot of people think, you could bring Deshaun Watson in. He'll come in, change his clothes, put on the 49 uniform. He's come right out there, and he's going to be able to run the offense with a team that didn't even appreciate him getting in here. But, because I tell you, Fly Guy, the players in the locker room, and Kyle knows it, everybody knows it, they like Jimmy. And for you to take a guy away from him that they went down and dirty with, all the way from nothing to something, and you're just going to remove him?
But those players are talking about friendship. We're not talking about friendship.
No, Mike.
You get so...
Whoa. Don't believe the hype about that. They do not like playing with Jimmy G. George Kittle and all the rest of those guys, they talk about Jimmy can play. They're not talking about just we're friends. They know he can play.
Yeah, I will tell you right now. Right now, Jimmy G get traded. Watson come in. George Kittle is going to say the same thing. Watson is the best quarterback it's more like just
okay.
It's the general manager. Like you pick what you want for the team, and
yeah, I know.
I'll go with Jimmy for another year, but we got to have somebody to back him up.
No doubt.
So if the year don't go right,
Fly,
we quit and switch.
I'm going to. I've got people waiting too long on every caller.
Okay.
Fly, let me see you Sunday.
So
though, okay?
Sunday?
Yeah.
You be on Sunday, right?
I'll definitely be here Sunday.
Okay.
All right, fam. Have a good night. Yeah. Elvis.
Ronbo.
Ellis, welcome to the Jimmy Show. I'm gonna change this show from here on out. But the rest is off season. All right, welcome to the Jimmy Show tonight. I came up with Ellis. I was trying to go another direction. I knew it was going to happen. I was trying to go another direction. The first thing that happened was attack Jimmy. And, I would sit and listen like I did. I tried to sit and listen with Mike. I did. I went and left the room and came back, and Mike was still working on my boy. Mike! God, Mike! Oh. But I love Mike. I kind of like arguing with him, actually. Guero! Forget about it, Mike! Guero said, thanks, Guero. But Ellis, go ahead, man. I was trying to get opinions on my boy Kyle Pitt out of Florida. And, what would it be like if we picked him up in the first round? It would be like all of a sudden the offense would be just stupid with talent. But we have pressing needs, and it would be out of line probably to get him. But if he falls at 12, let's see. Ellis, what I'm wondering is, on the big board, what are the priorities? And I'm sure cornerback has probably got to be up there on top. I'm not sure about offensive linemen because the way Kyle's been talking recently, they think it was all about continuity and people missing. So I don't know if they're going to get an offensive lineman in the first round. Probably not. So it's going to be a cornerback or probably edge. But then there's Kyle Pitts, and you got a good edge. Ellis, you got a good edge, and you got a cornerback, and there's Pitts. What you gonna do?
I was talking about Kyle Pitts, I think, the week before.
You know about him the whole time. All right.
I was the one that did get a chance to, catch wind of Kyle Pitts and check him out, and he looks really good. I didn't get to look at him and delve into him too much, but I did see him and saw that was somebody that we could look to. And I was just thinking about, in the tight end position with Jordan Reed possibly not coming back, and if this young guy is that great, using, maybe switching up the offense, adding some different things, doing the twin. Well, he did do double tights, this year, but he didn't really get to have fun like he wanted to because he could never get both, our great tight ends or all of our tight ends on the field at the same time, let alone our entire damn team on the field at the same time. All at once. So, but I mean, realistically, if it came down to it, we probably wouldn't get him. Being at the 12th, at the 12th pick. If he falls down later on, he's definitely someone that can't be slept on. I think it would be great. I don't think about Kyle. I don't think about George Kittle leaving. What I thought about is, if we can get another great tight end, to come in and kind of fill in like he is, then maybe we'll be able to, just if for anything, let's say just hypothetically, if anything is to go wrong or go left with George, then we can have some guys to kind of fill in and fill that void, potentially with him being gone if indeed that ever was to happen. Not that I would look forward to that anyway.
But you're right, because
it would be fun.
He could go down at any time. And a lot of people think it's the passes he gets. George runs to hurt. When you see, Ellis, you've seen it. When George is going downfield, he turns into a guided missile. George is not trying to evade that tackle. He's looking to lay out pain. If you try to tackle me, he's gonna make you understand. If you're gonna come at me, don't come at me with nothing weak, because I'm coming in, bro. So
right,
and that will end up getting you hurt sometime. But George, he's durable. He'll come back though.
Yeah, so that's for me that's a very it's hard to kind of gauge that. I feel like we probably would get a defensive rusher if we're looking at Kerry Hyder leaving. We'll be more likely to get a defensive rusher, but because we have so many third-round picks and a couple of nice second-rounders, I think we'll be able to do splash and do some things with the linemen probably in the third or the fourth round, and then in the second round, first and second round, we'll be doing corner, maybe in the edge, maybe an edge rusher, or if we can find if there is an offensive player, potentially a quarterback, or again that Pitts guy, then we would probably end up going for one of those just because they're there. And you can't skip out on those kind of talents. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys like that. So you got to take advantage of them while they're there. I agree.
Because
I was hearing about that earlier.
Or whoever else is behind us is going to get Pitts. Because, man, Pete Carroll, that dude will take the stuff that you forgot to get, And I wanted DK last year, but I'm still happy with Debo. But boy, I was all over DK. Man, I knew he was going to be a beast.
Yeah. I'm glad Kyle ended up getting him. And I seen that there's a cornerback from South Carolina. I wonder if Kyle might be looking to try to grab him to kind of, because there's a continuity with Javon. And, I mean, even though they're playing on different sides of the ball, but to have Debo, Javon Kinlaw, and then that nice cornerback from South Carolina to come play too, which I'm sure they got a close relationship with, might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I was talking about him last week. Yes, I know you're talking about 4.3. Do you know that dude moves at a 4.3 pace? Damn! I mean, is there another cornerback that runs at that speed? Oh. So,
Troy Warner too. Troy Warner, might be worthy of a pickup in some later rounds. Kyle might be interested in doing that, depending on what they're looking at. And trying to get some extra, coverage in the secondary. That might be good late round pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up getting Troy Warner. That's Fred's little brother, and he looks like he's been doing pretty good. And if he feel like he's worthy enough, they'll bring him. Yeah, exactly. It would be good as long as he's a worthy acquisition addition to the team. Then get him. I don't want to just get him because he's Fred's little brother. It's all nice and cute and cuddly to do that and have little bro on the team. But if he can't get down and dirty like Big Bro, then we don't need him. But if he's got the ability, we want him. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine?
So
like the Bosa brothers, you got the Warner brothers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, did I say the Warner brothers? So we got a movie theater, movie production house going on.
You got it cracking. Look at see what you done did.
The Warner
hey, that's
brothers.
Coming. Hey, I'm telling you.
Oh God.
I'm telling you. And if he comes and turns it out in camp, Ronbo or something like that, be looking, to have young Troy Warner probably by season after next. He might shine and end up getting some positions, and that'll become a commodity. The Warner Brothers thing, that'll be the next thing coming.
Oh God, they'll be getting all kind of endorsements. Actually, WB will probably call them in and see if they can work some things out and get some promotions going. Hey, what does Troy play though? What is his position? Is he a linebacker too?
He's a cornerback, from what I understand.
Corner.
He's definitely not a linebacker. He's a safety or a corner for sure. He definitely is in the defensive back.
They're both defensive guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe part of their DNA. So he definitely got to check him out. If they got 2 second-round picks, from what I'm hearing, I didn't even know about that one. We got at least 4 third-round picks. Boy, the Niners do well within those 2 rounds. Ooh. And they're going to take care of it. One of them second-round picks is going up to the first round, though. I don't know how they're going to do, but we'll see.
Yeah, we got Martin. We got that pick from Martin Mayhew too. So those are just things we need to be thankful for, because we can do a lot with all of those. Thank you. We can do a lot with those. You know what I mean? Because we just added, to our numbers and stuff like that. And if we trade down from that 12, then I mean we could probably get about 3 picks out of that. Turn that to about 3. Depending on how far back we go. I heard the Patriots. They're saying that he might fall, but if the Patriots, want to do something, or somebody wants to do some business that may be looking for a tight end, I heard about the Chargers tight end getting out of there, needing a big contract. So we might have some way to trade. Yeah, we can probably get some draft capital, and you know what I mean. So we might be able to do that.
3 second-round picks.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, and a third. Add another third. They got to give a second.
We're gonna tear their ass up. We're gonna tear their ass up this time in the draft, y'all. I'm excited. This time I feel a lot better than this year about the draft than last year. I'll tell you that.
And a lot of people have their feelings hurt because they say we're not supposed to trade up, not down. We got to go, fam. I'm gonna see you after the Tampa Bay and Green Bay game if you get some time, and I know you will.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate it. Do we got a score cracking already for it?
No, we're not talking scores of that. We're just talking about.
Nobody cares.
Watch the early game, and then we'll all watch the game together. The NFC Championship. Because every time I do the early game, everybody's watching the second game anyway. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let the first game go, and we'll get together after the second game. Because I've been sitting there asking you, Ellis. Everybody in the chat, give me the score. Give me the score. Who's winning? So
Yeah. Well, and Tom doesn't have Antonio Brown, so he's gonna have his work cut out. Without Antonio Brown, that's a big piece missing.
It is.
That's a big piece missing for Tom Brady in this kind of game and under this climate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Aaron Rodgers they better play. Look, I'll tell you what, if Aaron Rodgers ever was gonna play and the Green Bay Packers are gonna ever play, they better do that right now.
He better not
He better
lose
do that
either.
right now in this very game. Yeah,
He better not
he
lose
better
either, 'cause
not
I've already
lose.
had comparisons. Aaron Rodgers can get it done. I said, Jimmy hadn't been in the league for
Yeah.
how long? Come on, man. Okay, Ellis, let me
He wants to come.
see you
He wants
Sunday,
to come
fam.
to Frisco anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed,
All
family.
right.
I appreciate you as always.
All right.
Shout out to the Niners faithful. Thank you, brother Ronbo, for the platform. And
Always.
I'll holler at you Sunday.
All right, looking forward. Night, Ellis.
Okay, fam. Peace.
Yeah. El Güero. Oh, hey, Guero. Hey, 2021, it'll be the Niners years. Go Niners. Guaranteed, I'm tired so much, blah, 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 blah. Go Niners. Guero, thanks for the contribution. Guero! Eddie Ramirez, man, if you got a Twitter account, Eddie, because, man, Eddie, are you a Rams fan, Eddie? Tell me the truth. The Niner you love to hate says, oh, no, here's another shot at my boy. Limpy G averaged 182 yards per game in 2020. See, this is what I'm saying. Niner you love to hate, 2020, that's not. Anyway, how is that even possible? He's bleeping trash. Love you, man. Bang, bang. I just got through going through this a few minutes ago. It is not fair or right to judge Jimmy G's 2020 season. What we all need to do is go out and get a high ankle sprain and try to see what that feels like. And then I want you to go get a football. And you don't even need anybody around you rushing you or anything like that. Go get a football, go to the park, and try to rush back and plant. I want to know if we can actually know what that feels like. Jimmy came back earlier than he should have, and I understand he's the one who wanted to come back. Kyle didn't want him to, but Jimmy finally got his way, and Kyle brought him out there. It is so wrong to judge Jimmy on 2020. I can't even get over it. Fortnite's other report says Jimmy G is not a bad quarterback, but Rodgers, Brady, and Allen are way better. Way better. Also, why did Kyle say that Brady was an option for last year? Brady, by the way, the story on Brady also, and they didn't say it was an option. They said they looked into it. Brady was the guy they wanted in the first place out of New England. Remember that? He told Bill Belichick on the phone, is Brady available? So last year, when Brady was available, yeah, they checked into it. But they had their chance to get him. So asking this question, why did they say Brady was an option for last year? They're also going to ask about Deshaun. This is what you do when you work in the front office. Them and probably 28 or 29 other teams, 27, 26 teams, are asking about the deal going on in Texas. This is their job. We also went after OBJ and everybody. Anytime there's a superstar out there, they're going to go look at it. And then they're going to weigh both sides. So it's not about they hate Jimmy like the Jimmy haters want to believe. That's so inaccurate, it's unbelievable. They're doing their due diligence, like John said, how many times? All right. Beto!
What's up, Rumbo? See that you have to do a lot of fighting around here.
It's going to be like that all offseason until my boy gets to the playoffs again. He goes to a healthy season, with the help of God. He goes to a season without getting hurt. He plays like Jimmy G, and people will stop talking about 2020, and they go back to the playoffs, and then I'll be sitting there saying what I'm already know what I'm going to say. See, I told you guys to wait a damn minute, but you wouldn't listen to me. No. Jimmy G's now top 5.
People don't remember
yeah.
when Jimmy G, a lot of the times when he would throw the ball, he threw the ball and he was waiting to get hit, and he did it a lot of times when we went to the Super Bowl. So our front line, a lot of the times, were not doing very good, and he had to protect himself a lot. Mm-hmm. And this year that he got hurt, a lot, he wasn't doing that because he was trying to take care of his leg. So, if he didn't have to worry about the leg, then I think it would probably be something different. He will probably be more accurate, and he will be trying to wait for the hit like he did when we went to the
Well,
Super
I
Bowl.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, he did that a lot, huh?
Yeah.
He would sit there,
Yeah, he
wait,
did.
wait, and then all of a sudden he'd throw the ball. He used to do that spin move. He'd throw the ball, and then he'd try to get out of the way and protect himself.
Yeah.
And I always laughed
Yeah.
about that because he'd still hit his target. Last year, of
Yeah.
course, he wasn't able to do that because he wasn't able to. That leg was not going to allow, the ankle was going to allow him to do anything other than get rid of the ball and take the hit. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, you got a, fixture about that. And then plus, this year our lineman was actually a lot worse. So, you had to try to when you're thinking about protecting your ankle and, getting hit and trying to get rid of the ball, that's a lot in your mind.
And you got to hurry up. You got to hurry up, too. You don't have any time.
You got to hurry up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy
And then plus Watson, if you see who does the same thing that Watson did, that, got all those yards and everything, that Prescott. That Prescott got all those yards because he had to come back from behind to try to win the game, and he got a lot of yards. That's the same thing as a Sean Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I go, why do we have to give up number 1 draft picks if there's
he won
other
four,
teams?
He won 4 games. So we're giving up 3 first-round picks and a quarterback, and probably going to ask for something else, too. See, if Deshaun Watson, and everybody gives Deshaun every excuse, but Jimmy can't get any excuses. But Sean can because he's a better quarterback. I'll be damned. You know what? Deshaun Watson needs to win more than that for me to decide that I got to give up three first-round picks and everything on the team because everybody just likes him better. I need proof. Yeah, he can run out of the pocket and do a lot of things. That's fine. But 4 wins, come on, man. If you're as good as Deshaun Watson, and Niner Mike says, the quarterback's got to be able to carry the team 4 times. Right? If he's supposed to carry the team with the salary he's getting, he's getting $160 million. He's supposed to win at least 7 or 8 games, not 4.
Yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to win a lot. And plus, he still had some good wide receivers out there.
I know everybody says he didn't have none.
He did. He had some good wide receivers. And then plus, if your line is not holding up the way you want it to, you're not gonna have enough time to be throwing the ball to good wide receivers because you don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with our running backs. I've seen this a lot where our running backs, if our line would have blocked a lot way better, they would have got a lot more yards if our line would have blocked a lot better. Like when we went to the Super Bowl, our line was blocking the way you're supposed to block.
Yeah.
So
we also, our guys have got, Kyle's, his whole system's about timing routes a lot. Our guys have got to gain separation and get to their spots. This is why Kendrick Bourne, who makes some miracle catches, Jimmy can always put that ball pretty much 80% of the time. Kendrick has drops on occasion. In some games, he doesn't have any drops. Kendrick's very strange. But when he's on, Kendrick Bourne gets in and out of his routes, one of the fastest guys in the league, in fact. That's why when Jimmy puts the ball in a spot and you see Bourne go out of nowhere and make the catch, that is what you just saw. If Debo and Ayuk had Kendrick's skill, if that's what they're going to develop into, I got to tell you, Bethel, the 49ers will be unstoppable. That's all that Belichick and McDaniel worked on in New England. Jimmy has that skill set, but he's got to have wide receivers who can handle that. Not rookies that are just coming in learning a system, but guys that know what they're doing. When that happens, look out. Look out.
Yeah, and then another thing is that, they have to figure out who's calling the things where, people are going to come back, because some of our players came back too early and they got injured right away. I'd rather have somebody, miss like 1 or 2 more games and have him feel a lot better than have him to come early just to win one game and go out, the rest of the season.
That's why I was scared about George at the end of the season. God,
it should not work out like that.
Dangerous.
And
pointless.
It's
okay.
Because
go ahead.
Yeah, because imagine if Jimmy G would have not came back early and he would have, really rest up where he could actually play, maybe we would have won more games. Maybe we would have, been to the playoffs because he would have been a lot more healthy.
I know,
because
a bad record gets you into the playoffs. True.
Yeah.
We gotta go
because
Beth, we gotta wrap it up though.
All right,
we gotta go. Yeah.
Hey, and plus, I got one thing about last time that KC guy came in. He goes, yeah, you gotta win to win games, but it's easy when you're paying the referees to win the games for you. So
what do you think we're gonna find out about that?
I would not be proud of winning games because I have to pay the referees to win my games for me. That's embarrassing. Because if they would have won us the right way, I would not have any issues. I would gladly
You'd be
say,
satisfied.
Hey, the
fair
best
was
man,
fair, and that's the way it goes.
best man win, and I'll give them the props. But when they win, when they're cheating, I will not give no props.
All right, Bethel. I
Hit
agree.
the like for Ronbo Sports, and good night.
Thanks, fam. Night.
All right.
Night, fam. Seahawks Rain. Ronbo wants to run more run-pass option with Jimmy. Seahawks Rain. Pick up a book and learn about football. Where did I ever say I wanted more RPOs with Jimmy? Oh, my God. That's why I like you, Seahawks Rain. You're kind of stupid. I love it. Eddie Guerrero! Hey, don't pay any attention to Eddie. I know he's a Rams fan. He is, huh? He's a Rams fan. He's just butthurt because our Niners own him. Okay, now we're okay. Steven Hernandez, thanks, fam. This is what I got to do to get me back out of here. I'm tired of the Jimmy talk. Save it. Stand down, Steven. We're going to be back Sunday. And because we got too many people, it's going to be the same thing Sunday and every day between now and next season until week 10 when the 49ers are 10-0 and Jimmy G has got the highest percentages in the NFL. And then I can say, and you can say the same, see, y'all was working Jimmy like a pick handle all off season long, trying to bring in every quarterback available. Now look at you. See, hey, Rick.
Oh, good, sir.
Rick, here comes another one of Jimmy's biggest. Oh,
you
God.
Know it.
Rick,
you know it. But before we even get started with that,
it's the Rick show. But wait,
be,
I just want to mention, if you want to talk about the dude down in Florida named Kyle Pitts, you can hit on that too. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. I mean, I think he would be. He's definitely a beast. To me, if we're going more for need, I'll probably look at Gregory Rousseau, the edge rusher from Miami Hurricanes. He would definitely come in and be a definite replacement for D Ford.
Has he got hand technique? Does he speed?
Yeah. He's good. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's real good. He's real good. Gregory Rousseau.
Okay, I'm gonna check him out.
Gregory from Miami Hurricanes.
All right.
Yeah, Rousseau. He's from Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, he's definitely somebody to look into. But having said that, in the words of the dude, we call himself Trey, has been real cute and cuddly. Ronbo, is this the San Francisco Garoppolos or the 49ers? Because I mean, I hear so much. I hear more. I hear more about Jimmy G. And the thing is, it gets one of the things that kind of bothers me is like when you're talking about with the Tom Brady thing. That makes me question their line of reasoning. We passed on a guy who when we didn't have to give up any draft capital, we'd say kick the tires or whatever. But think about this, Ronbo. We're literally passed on a guy who kept our quarterback on the bench. And we said, okay, we don't want you. The same Jimmy G, when Tom Brady was on the team, Jimmy G could never beat him out. And yet we said when we had the opportunity to get Tom Brady, well, we said, oh no, we'll take the guy that.
Okay, Rick. I just one objection on that though, Rick. There was nobody in the NFL that was going to come and make Tom Brady sit down. Belichick did.
But that's what I'm saying.
I just want to finish.
Why?
Because Belichick was finished with Tom, and he'd already had his heir apparent. But okay, go ahead.
So that's what I'm saying. If Tom Brady can't, if we had the opportunity, and that's what I'm saying. I think the people that are not quote unquote Jimmy G haters. It's not that we're quote unquote Jimmy G haters. We're pro. Well, I can speak for myself. I'm pro Niners. Like I said, I'm pro Niners. I've gotten off of just falling in love with individual players back when I was a big fan of Joe Montana, and then let him go to KC, then to move Lott to the Raiders, Rice to Raiders, Seattle, wherever else. You know what I'm saying? I became more about just, okay, I'm just Niners first. So the thing about with me being a Niner fan, I'm all about whatever is best for the team. Now, if you think that Jimmy G is the best for the team, that's fine. I personally don't anymore. You can say whatever, but the thing is this. Whenever we have an opportunity, and let's just talk about this quick, just debunk this. Oh, the three first rounders. People keep acting like our first round is going to be what, top 10, top 15?
12.
Our first round last year was in the late 20s. The only reason why we had a top 13 pick was because we traded away default. So if we're talking about giving away 3 first rounders, if you're talking about giving away 3 first rounders as late in the 20s, possibly, hopefully, the last pick in the first round, then that's a doable thing. But people keep acting as if, oh my God, we're about to go for a top 10 pick.
So Rick, let's cut to the chase. Let's cut to the chase. So you think that giving up the first 3 rounders is not too big a price to pay? Now, where are you going after that?
After that, then we obviously you're going to have to make moves, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
But the thing is this: we had no problem giving up a second rounder for Jimmy G, and okay, we had no problem giving up Defoe for our first rounder for Defoe, whatever the case may be. So but the thing is, we're always either trying to improve our team when we got Jimmy G, because we knew Kyle Shanahan and all his arrogance decided, which is stupid, to go into a season with Brian Hoyer as your starting quarterback. Let's just be honest. He said, you know what? I don't need to do like most new head coaches. They go in and draft their first round, especially with the number 2 pick, and that's what we go with. We go with Brian Hoyer, and we go with C.J. Beathard in the 3rd round because he was a natural
Rick, I just want to interject a little bit right there.
I'm speaking facts right now.
I'm not arguing the facts. I just want to amplify on what you're saying, because Shanahan's offense is hard enough on a veteran. This is why he brought Hoyer. Hoyer was the bridge quarterback.
Trash. He was trash, though.
Yeah, but he still knows
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. The point is, he can teach the next guy how it works, and the receivers, everybody else, because he had Pierre Garçon. He knows the offense. Marquise Goodwin was just a speed element, and everybody else had to teach.
But he's loyal to whoever somebody.
Rick, what he was bringing in was people familiar with his offense. That's what he was trying to do. That's what that was about, just to make you know. Okay, go ahead.
But the thing, I understand that, but then even if you want Brian Hoyer, why would you not go and get a top-notch quarterback? Because the thing about it is, other than
he thought a lot of CJ,
Joe Montana,
they traded up to get him. I think
CJ was trash. CJ's trash in the 3rd round. Quit playing.
No, I agree with that. At that time, Rick, did you want? Let me ask you this question: didn't you want CJ to come in for Hoyer as soon as possible? When that year, didn't you?
Yeah, because Hoyer's trash.
Oh, see, that's what I'm thinking.
That goes back to what I was saying.
Hindsight's always 20/20. When they drafted him, they didn't know what they had. It's just like any quarterback you get out of the draft. You don't know what you have until it gets on the field. That's what was going on there.
Understood, Ronbo. But the thing about it is, the later in the rounds you go, the less likely that you're going to really develop a true starter as far as a quarterback.
Joe Montana.
We got lucky when we got Joe Montana in there. And I understand you about to say
Russell
Joe Montana,
Wilson,
or we're going to say Tom Brady, or we're going to say Dak Prescott. But more than likely in the first round, that's where you normally get your quote unquote starting quarterback talent. So back then, we should have
coming out of the first round.
Exactly, but the numbers bear out. So the thing about it is, as a Niner fan, because I swear we're like, are we? My thing is this right now: we're quote unquote Jimmy G fans or Jimmy G haters. So for the quote unquote Jimmy G fans, with the Jimmy G fans, my question is this: whenever that time comes and the 49ers decide it's time for us to move on from Jimmy G, are you going to go with Jimmy G? Or are you going to go be a Niners fan? Because the thing about it is, if you're a Niner fan, you're like, I don't care who is the quarterback. All I want to do is, because right now the narrative is, he brought us to the Super Bowl. Guess what? And he lost. You know who else brought us to the Super Bowl and lost? Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, matter of fact, took us right back to the NFC Championship the following year.
He was
right next to the following year, but you don't hear.
I got news for you. That would have happened this year if Jimmy wouldn't have got hurt. And that's his question right there.
No.
Here's what I want to add to that, though.
That's hypothetical. That's hypothetical.
The thing is, though,
that's hypothetical.
Everybody wants. It's always hypothetical. Always. The thing is, if you're going to bring a quarterback in, bring him in, let him learn the system, and let him take Jimmy's job. Ain't nobody arguing that. But just to get rid of Jimmy and bring a rookie in and give him the ball, Kyle will never, ever do that. People should know Kyle by now to know that ain't going to happen.
So he rather, well, that case, try to go get Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback, and I know everybody's talking about these first lines, but trust me, he's never had. He had Megatron,
this is the thing.
But he never had.
You guys who
like
don't
that.
want
Garoppolo
will always go to that next place to bring somebody in, knowing no more about him than anybody else, including the guy coming out of the draft. Stafford hasn't done a damn thing
as a quarterback.
Out of all the years he's been in the NFL, and he's had some monster receiving groups. Why aren't they winning?
Ronbo, don't lie. If you're gonna
lie about what? Megatron was one of the best football players in the league.
That's one player. What about his run game? You think Reggie Bush was somebody?
Hey, he also had. Wait, whoa. What's that wide receiver? Golden Tate? Golden Tate and Megatron at the same time. Jimmy ain't never had that caliber. Hey, Rick, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Megatron. Hey, you know Megatron played for him, and Stafford was there. Hey, how many has Jimmy ever had a receiving core to look like that? Ever.
No, but at the same time, has Matthew Stafford ever had a run game like he has? Has Matthew Stafford ever had a tight end like he has?
It's different. Every excuse for every quarterback around the league. But if I say something to protect Jimmy, it's invalid. That's why when I argue with you guys,
I'm just giving you the same excuses.
I'm giving you the same excuses too. So they should negate each other. If you're gonna give that guy an excuse, then why not accept Jimmy's excuse?
Is, do you want the Niners to be? Do you want if the Niners have an opportunity to improve at quarterback? Do you want that or not?
That's
are you tired to Jimmy?
Oh no! You can't run that. See, because it's null and void. Because you're assuming that guy that you're bringing in is going to be better than Jimmy. He ain't proved nothing. I'm looking at
how do you
Deshaun.
Know that?
How do you know it? How do you know he will?
We didn't even. First of all, Ronbo, let's be honest. We don't even know if the year that we went to the Super Bowl, that was an outlier. And
everybody says that. That's the new one. That's the new one. Jimmy G was a fluke.
The numbers don't lie. In the year that he won the 5 games. I think he had 10 touchdowns and
over
almost
4,000
10 and 12
yards
INTs.
had he not had
That's
a multiple
one
amount of drops.
That's one
drops.
Robo, you understand
You
how-
can't
do you understand
accidentally
how-
pass for 4,000 yards, Rick. And would you people stop with that?
Rombo. My thing is this. If you got three seasons, and in two of the seasons
One
you were
full
mediocre,
season.
and in one season you look like it looked great. Which one seems like the outlier to you? The two that you look
I know the full circumstances. I know the full circumstances. One, he's injured. Two, he's injured this year. The first year he played for a half a season. It wasn't a full season. He played for 5 or 6 games, and he won them all. He came back the next year, and he's learning the new offense. He goes down to an injury. Count with me now. 2019 comes along, and Jimmy G ends up in the Super Bowl, and now it's considered an outlier.
He goes to the Super Bowl
I call
and he
that
loses the Super Bowl.
BS. That is pure
about the whole thing.
BS.
He goes to the Super Bowl, and guess what? We lose the Super Bowl.
That's the
We don't
measure.
win the Super Bowl.
That's the measure. And I
the
say a
thing
quarterback that after plays one full year and goes to the Super Bowl is not a fluke. He's not an outlier, and he's not a joke. He's an up-and-coming quarterback that deserves a better look. You don't kick him out because he's always Super Bowl
Rombo,
in his first
Rombo,
full
Rombo,
year
I understand.
and decide
You
he's
are
trash.
now-
That's a joke.
Rombo, I understand it now. Rombo, you're more
you don't. You just said it. You said otherwise.
You're more emotionally tied to Jimmy G.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand the arguments. That's what I'm emotionally attacked by. I can't believe the foolishness behind the argument. I can bring in any quarterback in here, and he's not doing well where he is. But if I take him from that situation and put him in ours, all of a sudden he's going to blossom into this awesome quarterback. Rick, do you realize how silly that sounds? If the guy's a loser, he's a loser.
It doesn't. You know why? You know why? I know
because Kyle's better, and our offensive system is better. We got better weapons.
Guess who we had before we had Jimmy G? We had Brian Hoyer. We had C.J. Beathard. We had Nick Mullins. And all these guys, in what you call it, in Kyle Shanahan's system, they've known it longer than most guys, but yet they look like trash. The only thing is Jimmy G's a better version than those guys.
So
now, if you compare him to half of the league in the QBs, he's not. But then again, if you keep comparing him to Nick Mullins, of course you're going to be like that. And
Prediction, conjecture, all conjecture. You don't know that. You do not know that.
You
assume
don't know that either.
I don't,
that's what
and
I'm saying.
That's why I'm saying.
You don't know.
That's why I stand pat
as a
where I am.
fan,
why would I give the excuse to another
fan.
guy who's losing? If you bring in Aaron Rodgers, and I will not be arguing. He wins. But you bring in any piece of trash that you see that you like better because you don't like Jimmy, I'm going to bring him in, get rid of Jimmy. He comes in and starts losing because that's what he is. Guys don't lose for years because they're winners. Jimmy G doesn't lose because he is a winner. This is what I'm talking about. Stick with the winner. Why would you shake up? And regardless of that one play that missed, Jimmy G was solid that year. All year long, even under a lot of adversity. And hell, you're not going to get a quarterback that never has a bad game. It don't exist. This is why I stick up for him.
Rombo, I get it now. That's what I'm saying.
No,
you're more
you
about
don't.
San Francisco Garoppolo. Because the thing about it, if you're a Niner fan, you can say, okay, yeah, he did okay. But guess what? In the playoffs, he had one touchdown, one INT.
First playoffs he's ever been into.
One game, and guess what?
First playoffs
in the
any
playoffs,
of them been to.
In the playoffs, guess what our quarterback, guess what our coach did? After he threw that INT in the Minnesota game, and he almost threw another one, guess what our coach said?
So here's the thing.
Take the ball away from
First
him and run the
playoffs,
ball.
this is what I'm saying.
The
patience of the Jimmy G Hater Club is extraordinary. This is the first year Jimmy G ever played a full season. The first time he's been in a playoff situation. He makes a couple of mistakes. Oh, he's trash. Get him out of here. That is such BS, Rick. That is such crap.
In the playoffs.
First time he's been there, Rick. Remember that. First time.
In the playoffs, Ronbo. In the playoffs.
I know.
Tell me, what did he do in the Minnesota game?
You're not even listening, Rick. You don't listen. You're not caring.
Talk to me about what he failed. Talk to me what he did in the Green Bay game.
Failed. You want to hear that?
Talk to me what
he failed, Rick. You happy?
Tell me what he did. And sure enough, tell me about
failed,
this.
Rick.
Super Bowl
We
so
ran
much.
the ball down the
Exactly.
team's throat, and Jimmy was doing nothing more than handing off the ball. That's what you like to hear? Because it was effective.
If we talk about Super Bowl, let's
But
talk
if
about
we
that
had
fourth quarter.
a
3
quarterback
for
that could
11?
throw the ball,
3 for
we would
11?
have been throwing the ball all day, even though Mostert ran for a record over 200 yards in a playoff game. But damn that, Jimmy should have been throwing that ball. See, it's just ludicrous
but
to
guess
me.
what? When he had a chance to redeem himself in the biggest game of the season, the
We
Super
were
Bowl,
leading.
Guess what? He came up short.
Rick, we were leading in that game until the last 2 or 3 minutes. We had a couple of screw-ups in the
last 6
defensive
minutes.
secondary, and it's all Jimmy's fault. This is another reason why I defend him. What happened to
Jimmy G
Sherman?
was 3 for 11. People, the stats say he had the worst stats QBR in the fourth quarter.
Were you watching?
Anybody.
Were you watching the game and seeing what kind of pressure he was under at the last few minutes?
Are you serious? Absolutely, I was watching the game. Are you serious? I was
So did you
absolutely watching the game.
notice?
I'm sitting- I'm
Did you
sitting there-
notice the
I'm
line
sitting
was
there
getting
watching
breached?
my- watching-
Hey,
I'm-
did you
I'm
notice the
sitting
line
there
was getting
watching
breached
our
on
quarterback.
every? If you guys can offer excuses for every other quarterback in the league you want, why can't I offer one? Did you notice the offensive line was getting breached on every snap?
You can offer excuse, but what we know
Tyrann
factually
Matthew
in the
said,
fourth
don't
quarter,
watch
he
their
came up
pre-snaps. Just sit back and wait for the run. Okay, now they're stacking the front. They're not going for the pre-snaps. Kyle Shanahan's offensive plan is starting to fail. He couldn't come up with anything he couldn't adjust to. Now, they've already breached Mike Person, who's turned into nothing but a turnstile on the right side of the line. Now, G's got no time to do anything but make his decision before that ball is snapped as to where he's going. It wasn't successful. They go deep downfield for a Hail Mary play. And, Rick, if you tell me that every time a quarterback
And he
goes
missed
deep
it.
downfield, he makes a connection, you would be lying.
Ronbo, right now, as a Niner fan, I can honestly say
You can fall back down all you want to.
He's decent.
That's still irrelevant.
He's decent. He's decent. But I've seen on another show, I want a quarterback that makes the other 10 guys better versus we need 10 other guys to make the quarterback better. And I feel that's what we have.
Who are you talking about other than Russell Wilson? Who does that? Doesn't have he's got
Aaron Rodgers?
useless.
Tom Brady?
He's got useless. Tom Brady's got an
Tom
all-star
Brady.
cast. Hey, Tom Brady's got an all-star cast over there.
Drew Brees got an all-star
You put
cast.
Jimmy over there with them kind of
You talking
stars.
about
I
Michael
promise
Thomas
you, he'll be fine.
and Alvin Kamara?
What? Drew Brees?
You talking about Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara?
You said Tom Brady, right?
It just yes. Tom Brady got Mike Evans and AB and Chris Godwin and all those. I understand it.
Thank you. Who's his running back? He's got 2. Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones. He got Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette.
And so please explain to me where the weakness is.
Tom Brady has done it with a lot less before. You talking about James White back when he was a
And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm
Gronk?
glad you brought that up. Tom Brady has not won every Super Bowl on his own, and you know it.
No, but trust me, in games where he's lost, I bet you he's balled out. When he lost to Philadelphia, he had over 500 yards.
Let me see Jimmy play
Can-
more than
can-
one
can we-
Super Bowl.
can
Let me
we
see
say
Jimmy
in-
play
Ronbo, in
more
the-
than one
In
season.
the game that we lost,
More
in the
than
game
one
we lost
full
in the Super
season.
Bowl.
That's all I ask.
Okay.
Let me see
Okay.
Jimmy play more than one
okay.
season. Because if the final
Absolutely,
judgment
Ronbo.
and final conclusion and sentence is going to be given after one full season, one time in the playoffs, if that's the case, then I call for a retrial. Give him another shot.
Okay.
And let's see him in the playoffs next time.
Okay, all right.
Let me see him in the playoffs the second time. Let me see him in the second
will
Super
table
Bowl.
this con- we
If
will
he
table this
fails,
conversation, Ronbo.
then I will jump on the get rid of Jimmy camp. But until then,
Oh, no.
one
At
full
that
season,
point, if he
13
fails,
and 3,
Ronbo,
24 and 8.
No,
I'd be a fool to get rid of a guy who's a winner. That's my bottom line.
All I'm saying, Ronbo, if I'm like this, I'd rather be proven wrong, honestly, because I don't think he's trash, but I don't think he's as good as a lot of WG players say he is. But but because I'm a Niner fan, I don't want to be proven right because that hurts the Niners. But what I will say is, if I am right, all I want to hear from all these Jimmy G fans, my bad, I missed it. I apologize.
Hey, I'll
You
do
were
the same
right.
thing. I
You're
just
right
got
because-
to. I told you. I said, I want to see Jimmy G more than one trial. There's no way I'd be giving up on him after one full season and his butt ends up in the Super Bowl. That was no accident. No, it's not an outlier. You can't make an outlier of a guy that plays one full season. If he plays 2 years or 3 years and has that same outcome, okay, I'm with it. But 24-8, 13-3 after the first full season. Oh, yeah, it's everybody's fault. Everybody contributed except for him. I get that. But I want to see it happen again. And if that does happen again, I'm with you.
Okay.
I will apologize. I said you was right about Jimmy G. He's awful.
You want the golf experience. Because, golf, when Sean McVay went there, they went right to the Super Bowl. They played like trash in the Super Bowl, but they went to the Super Bowl.
It took 2 years. They went to the playoffs the first year.
In 2 years, and
went to the playoffs the first year. No, they didn't, Rick. No, they didn't. The first year they went to the first round of playoffs and got excused. They came back in the second year. Mahomes, the same thing. And they didn't even get as far as Jimmy. But you guys wouldn't even allow Jimmy a second shot. That's wrong. That is
because
so wrong.
Mahomes
he failed his first year.
So much more. Mahomes showed so much more. He lost to Brady in the AFC Championship. What are you talking about? Mahomes ball in that game in the AFC Championship. It was just because Brady had the last.
He didn't make it.
It wasn't like it wasn't.
I offer all the reason and excuse you want. He didn't make it.
Right. The same way you could say that Jimmy G didn't win the Super Bowl either. He played
he made it farther than they did. He went through all 3 rounds and got to the playoffs. And I know Jimmy had nothing to do with it. But the fact of the matter is, the guy is a winner. That's the point. You don't throw a winner out until he proves he's not. Okay, the biggest stage in football, he comes up in the last few minutes through a fault that everybody's putting on him. I got Richard Sherman, Mr. Dependable, screwing up. Sammy Watson burns in for a touchdown. I got Mosley, who's somewhat of a rookie. He gets smoked by Tyreek Hill. But none of that is counted. It's all about Jimmy in that one throw. You see what I'm saying? You put Jimmy back in the situation the second time. Let me see him in one more time. That's all I want to see.
The one throw makes us go back up in the thing because we're losing at that point.
Yeah. I still say Jimmy G deserves another shot. You do that well your first time.
I'm willing to give him
another shot.
I want to give him another shot just because at this point, I just want to see.
No, you don't. You want a replacement right now, Rick. You and all the guys who don't like Jimmy, replace him right now. You don't appreciate the effort. You didn't appreciate a 13-3, and all you're dwelling on is that one throw.
It's not just that one throw.
They didn't make it. They didn't win the Super Bowl. They didn't win the Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl.
He did not win the Super Bowl.
We've gotten to the point that we're so ungrateful that you can get to the Super Bowl, but you damn well better win it after one season. One full season, and if you lose, you're done.
You're the type of fan that's like, okay, as long as I go to the Super Bowl and lose, it doesn't matter.
If he would have won, he'd be the same person he is now. But through fate, he lost. But he's in the Super Bowl, for God's sakes. Do you know what it took to get there? To get to the playoffs, period? I don't understand why people don't even...
The Niners were 5-0 before we lost to Colin Kaepernick.
Okay.
Every time we went, we won.
I didn't blame Kaepernick. I blamed Harbaugh for that
81, 84, 89, 90, 94.
Everybody knows that. What are you talking about? What does that mean?
So I'm saying, so don't give me that logic. Well, we just went to the Super Bowl. Who cares? The Buffalo Bills went 4 years in a row. You think they're happy with that? Because they never won one.
And Jim Kelly never lost his job. And I bet those fans back there then said, get rid of Kelly. I'm telling you, you let Jimmy have 2 years. If you guys can spare 2 years, you will stop this. I guarantee it. All right.
Okay.
Rick, we got to go.
Ronbo, you my dude. You've been wrong on Trent Taylor. He's held off for Trent Taylor. And you finally seen him to see. You were on Trent Taylor's fan.
Only because he was doing well before he got it, before last year. And I'm not honest. Good example. He's not on my wagon now. Trent Taylor has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. But he had a second shot. He had a second shot.
I brought him up. Just let you know that you can be wrong. I could be wrong too. But what I'm saying is, as most Niner fans are saying, we've seen enough of Jimmy G.
I know it. And that's why I call foul. That's why I throw the flag. Okay. 1 season. Kid gets all in the Super Bowl. Let's get rid of him. That is such crap.
It's not
that
one season.
Such crap.
He played 3 seasons.
He hasn't. He's played one full season. Tell the truth, Rick.
One full season.
He's only played one full season. One
All right.
full season, Rick.
So the two games, he played in
one
the
full
2018
season. That has to
that didn't
mean
count.
that the truth counts, Rick.
2020 when he played 6 games.
Give him 2 full seasons, and Rick, we won't be having this conversation. All right. I mean,
okay. Well, tell your man to stay healthy. I don't know what
you think he gets hurt on purpose? Mostert got on people. You know, people went after Mostert on Twitter and gave him all kind of grief about getting hurt. He went off. Football players are in danger at all times. Y'all need to stop with that. God, I mean, Rick, we got to go though. I'll see a Sunday you want to argue some more.
I understand, but trust me, the best quarterback, one of the best things is that they're able to be available. We keep holding out for Jimmy G all the time, and we keep holding out to that one season, that failed season, because we didn't win the Super Bowl. So if you want to celebrate second place, go ahead. As a Niner fan, I'm pissed off because that means number 2 on the losing streak.
I get it.
I
get it, Rick. I get it. But I got to tell you, I promise you, this is the truth. Ain't nobody in football promised to stay healthy. So you guys can use that all you want to and go into history and say that Jimmy's been getting hurt. But Jimmy may go 5 years in a row without getting hurt. It's all a luck of the draw. That's just the way it is in football. Rick, have you ever played ball? Have you ever played ball?
Yes, I've played. People get injured.
You never got hurt?
Get injured.
You never got injured?
Yes, I got hurt. But there's this thing called a pattern. He got hurt back when he was in New England. He got hurt the first year. Or the second year, when the first full year, and then he got hurt again.
John Lynch had the same problem.
Why your body begins
John
to
Lynch
break
had the
down.
same problem when he started. That's one reason why you guys got a real problem with that. Lynch is not going to get rid of Jimmy G for getting hurt. He had a problem in the beginning of his career, and now he's a candidate for the Hall of Fame. That's just the way it works.
Okay. Like I said, Ronbo, we
you don't have time to wait. You've made that clear. You want to make the switch now.
All I'm telling you, Ronbo.
But I'm just saying.
Ronbo, if he's not good, I promise you, I'm gonna say, Ronbo, I don't want to hear nothing else. Don't matter of fact, don't even join the Jimmy G is such crew. I'd be like, no. Keep that same energy. You think Jimmy G, you ready to down the hill?
I'm willing to give him another shot. He's done enough that he warrants a shot. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing more than that. Anything else you add to it, that's you.
I pray that the Niners draft somebody that gives them 2 quarterback competition.
I hope
because the thing about it is,
I got no problem with that.
Because, like I said before, as a Niner fan,
you made that clear.
I'm going to be happy.
Everybody here is a Niner
Jimmy
fan.
G, no, a lot of y'all are Garoppolo fans.
Well, no, you got
right now.
No. Don't misconstrue that. I'm a fair person. And that's why I call foul after 1 full season a quarterback gets to the Super Bowl, and the first thing I want to do is replace him. No, I do not think like that. I say, how did that happen? I want to see it again. If he fails again, because he wants another shot. You
not understand?
can go with the same logic over and over all you want to. I'm going to stick with my same logic as well.
I'm just saying, Ronbo, we don't have that same team that won.
Why? And if he proves to me that he can't stay on the field, I'm done with him as well. Okay? How about that? I want to draft a quarterback. I want him to compete against him. If that kid can take his job, so be it. But if I'm going to get rid of him without just cause, if injuries are part of the game, I look like a fool getting rid of a guy that's only 24-8 and took me to the Super Bowl after his first full season. That's just where I'm at.
Okay. Like I said, Ronbo, if he is, trust me, I'm called back on here, and trust me, I'll be like, I told you then, I'm telling you now. I'll let you make it on the Trent Taylor. I'll let you make it on the Dante Pettis.
Likewise, bro.
I'll let you make it
Likewise. Next year when Jimmy G goes back to the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, hey, Rick, where you at, man? Remember that, Jay?
Exactly.
We was talking about.
Exactly.
I said, give him one more year, and you said, no, I got to get a new quarterback in it right now. I said, give him another year. Let me see. And he goes all the way to the Super Bowl, and next time he wins it, because he got the experience now, then I'll be telling you, I told you.
Absolutely.
We got I told you on
right
both
now,
people's play.
I mean, and
both
trust me,
of us.
Ronbo, I would, as a Niner fan, I would rather be
I know that. We got to go, Rick.
Want the Niners to
We've
win
repeated each other.
Hey, Niner faithful.
We've repeated each other 20 times.
Empire.
Let's go. I got to go.
All right, man.
All right, Rick. Have a good night, man. Bye. See you Sunday. All right. It's gonna be a crazy offseason, ain't it? 'Cause I ain't backing off at Jimmy. I want to see him out there again. I want to see him healthy, and I want to see him with that assortment of weapons he now has. Then, and only then, will I be convinced that he's as bad as you say he is. I ain't moving. Hey. Tommy Huxley. Hey. He says, who forgot Seahawks Reigns transcripts? Who forged Seahawks Reigns transcripts? Hey, Tommy, thanks for the contribution. Guys, don't pick on Seahawks Reigns. I got a lot of respect for Seahawks Reigns. He makes some dumb takes, but 49ers Ultimate Report, Ronbo is making facts up about Jimmy. Well, what fact did I make up? I admitted to Jimmy 1 year, goes to the Super Bowl. He struggled in the playoffs. He made it to the Super Bowl. 49ers Ultimate Report, let me know. What fact did I make up? I don't remember. All I know is the numbers say this. I'm not going anywhere beyond that. I just said I got a guy that, for whatever reason, went 13-3. Now, maybe the team plays better with him. Maybe he comes through just when he needs to. But all I know is he wins. The team wins. So if that's a made-up fact, then I'm guilty as charged. But that's it. I can't do anything but go that. This is why I'm coming. I'm saying, you bring another guy in here, what if he is Matt Stafford? And what if Matt Stafford continues to lose, as he's been doing for the whole time he was in Detroit? What if Deshaun comes in next year and still only wins 4 to 5 games? I'm just saying, you've got to go by the facts. That's all. I'm not, that's it. I'm not fighting anything. I'm just looking at the numbers. I'll see you Sunday for the game between the Saints. Oh, the Saints were eliminated. Oops. Tampa versus Green Bay. Hang loose, fam. You know I love you, but I ain't going along with that party. I can't do it. It ain't right. Not to me. No more than you think Jimmy G should be this quarterback. We're just on opposite the fence, but we're still family. Niners! Gee.